Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/regionsports, RSN YouTube, regionsports.com, and IHSAATV.com. We come to you tonight from Merrillville High School as Region Sports Network presents the Michigan City Wolves against the third-ranked team in the region, according to our polls, the Merrillville Pirates. My name is Quincy Bell. I will have all the play-by-play action for tonight's game, and joining me with the color analysis of tonight's game is the one, the only sports director of Region Sports Network, Mike Dewan.
Quincy, what a great intro, but thank you. Thank you for that great intro, and more importantly, I thank you for coming back up here. It's been a minute. I missed you up here. But we have a great night of football tonight, two Duneland opponents that are, of course, very familiar with each other, and what better place to watch a football game than here at the Purple Palace, they call it here at Merrillville High School. Two teams with kind of, I like to say, very similar dynamics, two kind of similar team outlooks, but both teams obviously looking to get a dub here. The Duneland Conference is always super, uber competitive, and again, we're going to see what happens tonight.
We are currently entering Week 5 here in the Indiana football season. Both of these teams, what stands out for you when you look at the stat sheets, it's the defense. Both these teams, Merrillville and Michigan City, have done their fair share when it comes to preventing points from being on the scoreboard.
It's a third of the game, and defense, they say offense wins games, but defense wins championships, and we'll see a lot of defensive talent specifically at the next level, I like to say, coming out here. I think it all starts with, for Michigan City, starting there first, Adrian Holly is a player to look out for. He is a Kansas commit. He just kind of does it all over there for Michigan City. He's really kind of the straw that stirs the drink for this Michigan City defensive unit that only has allowed 14.3 points per game. Now, this is a team coming in with a 1-3 record. Things could be a lot different. There was a lot of those games that they lost were relatively close. I want to say 2 of them are by single digits, while that other one, which was Warsaw in Week 1, they squandered 3 red zone opportunities. But this is a team that prides itself on defense, and Adrian Holly is going to be a name we're going to be calling out a lot tonight. 6'6", 225 pounds, a 3-star prospect, as I mentioned, committed to be a Kansas Jayhawk on the 16th of June of this year. He's going to be the guy to look out for, but it does not end there for Michigan City. Ethan Buskirk, the junior outside linebacker, has got 41 total tackles. Michael Crawford's a solid piece as well, a senior outside linebacker. Carl Tucker, a solid safety. A lot of talent there, but I think it all starts for Michigan City with Adrian Holly.
Both these teams have had 2 different paths into this game. Merrillville currently sits at 3-1. They ended last year. They had a pretty good year last year, 10-3. They lost to Fort Wayne Snyder in the semifinals, but they won their 5th straight sectional. And head coach Brad Cease, 75-36 in 10 years. He's been a great coach here for Merrillville. They have traditionally, in the last couple of years, been the team to beat in the DAC. These last 2 years, Crown Point has maybe sort of taken that from them in terms of the top team in the DAC, but Merrillville is still a very tough team to beat. They sit at 3-1. Michigan City, on the other hand, a little bit of a rough start to the year for them. They're 1-3, but a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that they've been playing some pretty tough teams, and they haven't been getting blown out by any of these teams. They have yet to play a game that wasn't really competitive. They lost to Warsaw on the road 20-7. They lost to Lafayette Jeff 17-13, and they beat Chesterton 20-0, and then had a tough loss at home against Valparaiso 20-14. But I mean, you got to play tough games throughout your schedule. That's only going to prepare you for the playoffs, and I'd imagine they're going to come in this game and give Merrillville everything they want. You can't really be deceived by that record.
No doubt about it. We could talk about probably their inexperienced offense maybe a little bit later in the broadcast, but I mentioned, again, this is a team that prides itself on the defense. But for Merrillville, as you kind of mentioned, coming into this game 3-1, we'll probably get to their record pretty shortly, but this is a team that also prides themselves on the defense. And these are kind of 2 offenses that are still trying to kind of find their footing, specifically at the quarterback position. Michigan City's got a guy at the quarterback position that's pretty solid. Merrillville, they're kind of going through some kinks, but we do know about Merrillville football. They're going to play some solid defense, and they could run the football. Starting off with their defense, they've only given up 14.8 per game, and that number has been ballooned since that tough showing against Crown Point not too long ago, but they've pitched a couple shutouts shutouts. They started the year, again, 2 non-conference opponents, 2 shutouts. Who'd they play? Again, Andre and Hobart. They, again, shutouts in both those games, and they had a big win against Portage last week. But Trent Nixon's going to be a name we're going to be calling a lot on the defensive side for the Merrillville Pirates. The NIU commit, 2-star prospect, has 2 sacks this year and an interception. Adam Camphor as well is a dude I like a lot. He's kind of that nose tackle, a senior up there on the defensive line. He's a Southeast Missouri State commit, also an RSN All-Area mentioned last year. John Peters as well as a do-it-all guy for this Merrillville squad. We'll hear his name a lot. He had an electrifying play, we can call it, 100-yard pick six against Portage, a team that they're not afraid to kind of score points by their defense, especially with an offense that's still trying to work out some kinks.
So you mentioned that both of these defenses are particularly strong. This is looking like it's going to be a game that's going to be won in the teens, sort of a 17-14 type game, something that we can maybe expect here. It could come down to who gets a big turnover late in the game, who can break off a return. And when it comes to turnovers, both these teams are particularly impressive in that department. The game day forecast presented by our folks at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. They're keeping you cozy in the winter and cool in the summer. 81 degrees, sunny skies, not a single cloud, and the sun is beginning to set behind us.
Still too a little bit hot out, man. It's middle of September now. I'm ready for football weather, but nonetheless, great night here. Merrillville, I was saying off the air, this is one of, I'd say, probably top 5. I mean, at least fields I was fortunate enough to play on. It's a scary place to play, especially in that away locker room, but we're expecting a fun one tonight. And obviously still, a little bit toasty, but we'll take it. We'll take football regardless.
We're going to be back with more after this short break. You're listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Discover excellence at Moeller Acura of Merrillville. Whether you're seeking the thrill of a new Acura or the reliability of a certified pre-owned, we have the perfect vehicle waiting for you. At Moeller Acura, our knowledgeable team is here to provide you with the first-class experience, from your first test drive to every service appointment. Experience luxury, performance, and unparalleled service at Moeller Acura of Merrillville, where your journey begins. Visit us today or explore our inventory online at MoellerAcuraofMerrillville.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Mike Dewan here with Quincy Bell. Again, Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We're just in kind of the early stages of the pregame of Merrillville and Michigan City. Alongside me, also Clint Klaus producing here tonight. We're going to get into our pregame a little bit, but first we got an IHSAA interview, the Coach's Corner from this week, so we're going to step aside for about 5 minutes. Feel free to tune in on that, and we'll be right back shortly.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. This is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, last time we talked, we were talking about the fall sports program. It continues. We will have girls golf championship this weekend. Is that possible?
Yeah, the tournament kicks off, Coach, and it's a short tournament, short season, but yeah, the girls golf sectionals across the state will begin this weekend. And then 3 weeks after that, we're going to celebrate state championship at Prairie View Golf Course in Carmel, Indiana. Been our home for quite a while, and incredible venue with golf, and again, it's fun to watch these kids participate on the highest stage that we have in the state, and they're going to do well.
I have played that course. It was not very nice to me, or maybe it had something to do with my inability to play. But it's a magnificent course, and I think it just continues what our student athletes in Indiana have is the ability to play in some and on some of the greatest facilities, not only in our state but in the Midwest and in the country.
No question, Coach. And we try to celebrate we don't. It's also about the venue, incredible venues, but with every one of those venues comes along an incredible partner. And it's the staff there at Prairie View Golf Course. They understand high school golf, and they put on a state preview, and they give the kids opportunities to play there outside of the state championship series. And then, every tournament that we walk through when we get to our state championship venues, we walk into those facilities with relationships with, the Pacers and the Fever and the Colts, and, we're the Ball State where volleyball will be this year. And then it's just different in Indiana, and I'm just happy that we get to celebrate these kids and what they do here in this state.
These are lifetime memories for kids, their families, their friends, and that's why it's so important to always keep uppermost in your minds that this is about the student-athlete experience, which is one of the things that I'm proud to say I appreciate most about the IHSAA.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. And that's one thing that we really want to always remain keenly focused on is those experiences. And you've heard me say before that I know you think this and I think this, but when I got to put on that North Posey Viking jersey when I was in high school, it meant something. And it meant something for me for the rest of my life, what I was able to learn and be part of that community. I often talk about the lessons that I learned were profound, but then they transferred to the rest of my life. And so that's what happens every day at the high schools across the state.
Week number 4 of the high school football season coming up Friday, October the 13th is the pairing show as we march toward Lucas Oil Stadium. It is moving quickly. It is, Coach. I mean, we always say it. We talked about it a couple short weeks ago. Don't blink, and we'll be sitting at Thanksgiving weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium, and it's here. We're almost to the halfway point of the season. Teams are still fine-tuning, figuring out what they have for the tournament, and it'll be fun. But the pairing show, they need to get ready, Coach, because you and Paul Condry will do a phenomenal job of laying out this state tournament and a lot of insight too when we have our pairing show about what to expect within the tournament. And again, one of those other things that are special about Indiana. Special about Indiana this time of year, the weather's starting to change, leaves are starting to change, but you know where you're going to be on Friday nights this time of year. That's exactly right. I'll start looking at the games here soon, and I'll be sitting on a sideline somewhere here on this Friday night coming up here. He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig, and we talk to him every week about all things IHSAA related. Get out, support your local student athletes in your community, and do it the right way. Don't forget to join us next week. Paul, have a great week. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks, Coach, and looking forward to our next opportunity to discuss IHSAA sports.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Langel's Pizza. They have been a favorite in the region since 1979, serving Northwest Indiana from 3 locations, Highland, Sherrville, and Crown Point. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Order online at langelspizza.com. Langel's Pizza, the official pizza sponsor of the Region Sports Network. Currently, we have some visitors at the game. It is the Merrillville Pop Warner Football Organization. We got about 100 youth football players stretching from the 15 to the 25-yard line on opposite sides.
I love it. Love it. Best night of the year. It kind of takes me back as a kid, the Pop Warner night. You're always looking forward to at one night where you can get out on the field, and it's kind of big for the future of this program, too. I like to kind of the top coaches maybe in the area they have ties with Pop Warner, and they make sure, again, a lot of the players, they played through these kind of same ranks. So obviously we kind of see on the field, I believe that's Trent Nixon and Adam Camphor raising a player on their shoulders. I mean, you want to tie the varsity level and all these, you want to tie this one big family, because obviously it's kind of a pipeline. These kids kind of growing up eventually. They want to be a Merrillville Pirate. And obviously being out here hopefully kind of reinvigorates that fire for these kids. But it's always a super fun night, especially when the Pop Warner's here.
I believe Pierce is their middle school feeder team, and I remember they would normally beat the middle school I went to, which was Kaler, which was one of the ones that fed into Lake Central. They were when in terms of middle school football, they were definitely, at least when I was around, the team to beat.
One of my games, which is why I mentioned I love playing on this field, one of my games on this field, I take it back all the way to 8th grade. We played Pierce. Wilburite played Pierce, and it was a 0-0 tie. It was an absolute slugfest, but always a great squad. But obviously that kind of attests to, again, you got to raise these kids within your program and again, let it know, hey, we're going to spark that fire of being a Merrillville Pirate, eventually working your way to play up on Friday nights. But good show here so far. Yeah, we're about, 14 minutes till kickoff, but we still got plenty to talk about here, Quincy Bell.
Yeah, both these teams, man, Merrillville and Michigan City, we talked about how great the defenses are in the first little pregame section. Both these offenses, however, they have some playmakers, but they're a little bit inexperienced. You talk about Michigan City, they just lost their graduate signee, Jaden Hart, to Syracuse. He was a 3-year starter at QB. So Triniston Hart, this is his first year under center. So far, he's 49 of 85 passing for 807 yards. It's actually third in the region. However, 5 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. He's against his strong Merrillville defense. Controlling the ball is going to be key in this one.
That's definitely a big part of it. Again, Michigan City, we mentioned a lot of new faces on that offensive side. It starts with Jaden Hart. Obviously, he was doing great things at Syracuse. Then you have Tyler Bush, who was their quarterback for 3 years, a big-bodied guy who could throw the football as well as run it. So you're kind of losing his talents as a passer and a runner. But Triniston Hart enters kind of his era of Michigan City football, and obviously playing on Friday nights, it's going to take some getting used to. And he's only a junior, but he's playing quite well. Obviously, this is a program that likes to throw the football, and a lot of them are going to kind of mention some of the talent Michigan City has on the outside. They got a lot of young wide receivers who are very, very talented, and makes Triniston Hart's job a little bit more easier.
Kyron Hart, Jameen Harville, Zaire McKinney, and McKeel Laurent. 4 strong receivers. None of them are seniors.
I mean, that's exactly what you want for Cody French. I mean, this is they're kind of looking at Michigan City's offense a little bit, looking at just their numbers alone as Merrillville Band is entering the field, playing fight songs, but looking at Michigan City's team, I mean, and kind of the outlook of how they're going so far this year. I mean, they could run the football, but they pride themselves on the pass, a little bit of up-tempo offense a little bit. And again, it starts with the quarterback play, but you need some receivers to get the ball to. And obviously, having your quarterback come back next year, as well as gain experience for the rest of the season, as well as, again, these 4 receivers who are not seniors, and a couple of them being sophomores. I mean, Kyron Hart was a player I watched last year who was only a freshman who, played well beyond his years, and it does not end there. So the Michigan City offense, although they have a lot of new turnover, a lot of new faces on that side of the ball, they might be the more promising group going forward. Now, that said, this Michigan City defense, they got a lot of senior leadership, and that's all led, again, by Adrian Hawley.
You pivot and you look at the Merrillville offense. They have 2 quarterbacks, Darnell Bowles and Jordan Sanders. They are both juniors. Bowles played the first 3 games of the year against Andrean, Hobart, and Crown Point, but the last game against Portage was started by Jordan Sanders. So a little bit of a rotating spot at QB. Sanders did play well. They won that game against Portage 27-14. He looked good. They do have a talented backfield with J.Q. Johnson, who was a 1,000-yard rusher last year and had 111 rushing yards last week against Portage. We're going to step aside for a second as the Merrillville Band will play the national anthem. Beautiful rendition there from the Merrillville High School Band. I'll give you a quick anecdote from my incredibly short band career. I was a part of the middle school band at Kaler, and they had an event where they had us go out with the high school band at Lake Central to play the national anthem, and I stood out there and pretended to play my instrument and didn't actually play. And then
fake it till you make it, man.
After 8th grade, my band career was over.
I didn't know you were so musically inclined. What'd you play?
I played the trombone. I was not very good.
Played is saying it lightly, I guess.
Yes, I definitely was not very good. But great job there from the Merrillville Band. We're sitting at about 8 minutes until kickoff. We were in the middle of talking about Merrillville's rushing attack. They have a talented running back in J.Q. Johnson. He rushed for 1,000 yards last year and had 111 against Portage. On the season, he has 296 yards and 5 touchdowns. They also have a sophomore running back, Cam Jordan, who leads the team with 318 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. So they have a bit of a two-headed monster at running back, and they have a pretty big O-line. This unit, if you look at Merrillville's offensive linemen, 6'2", 240 pounds, 6 foot, 260 pounds, 5'10", 210 pounds, 6'4", 290, and 6'4", 215. They've been giving these two running backs lots of room to run.
Again, as we got the starters up there for that Merrillville offense, we got Jordan Sanders under center, J.Q. Johnson, the aforementioned running back, who's very solid. Michael Smoot, Damon Bogard, Rhino Lewis are the receivers. Davian Turner's that tight end / H-back role that's getting ever so popular within Northwest Indiana football. And like you mentioned, that huge O-line, Quitman Ireland, Devin Dawson, Sean Hicks, Jaden Swanson, and Jordan Sanders. That's your Merrillville O-line offense, and that's a team that's, again, they're looking to put some points up on the board. And yeah, we could. This is a team that they like to put points up on the board. They also like to play complementary football, and we're going to be interested to see. I think one of the keys to this game is who's going to do that the most.
We pivot now and we look at the Michigan City defense. They run a 4-3-4 look. 4 defensive linemen. Your defensive ends are the aforementioned Kansas commit Adrian Holly and Desmond Howard on the opposite side of him. On the interior, it's George Branch and Julius Hurd. Your 3 linebackers are Jaylene Merriweather, Isaiah Gibson, and Ethan Buskirk. Your 2 primary defensive backs are Damon Thomas and Marquez Dabney. And at free safety will be Michael Crawford, and strong safety Carl Tucker. This is a unit that has yet to allow more than 20 points in a game. They are definitely a strong unit for Michigan City. They have a very strong secondary, and they have some size up front that can match up against Merrillville in the trenches.
You're going to need to. This is a strong, like you said, a strong Merrillville offensive line, and you need guys on the defensive line to kind of create some holes and let your linebackers kind of flow, make some plays, but also Adrian Holly, again, the name to look out for, obviously. This is the guy that could wreck the game, to say the least, and it's definitely a battle, again, of 2 defenses, to say the least.
We can flip now and look at the opposite matchup, which would be the Merrillville defense against the Michigan City offense. We'll start with the offensive lineup for Michigan City. Trinniston Hart, the new QB in town, that's where he will be. Jamarian Gee is their primary running back. He's had a pretty strong season so far this year. The primary receiver is Zaire McKinney with Kyron Hart and Mikael Laurent. Also catching passes. And on the offensive line from left tackle to right tackle, you got Jeremiah Jones, Lawrence Phillips, Wesley Schmidt will play center, Edgar Garcia, and the aforementioned Adrian Holly will switch and play offensive line when he's taking breaks, terrorizing quarterbacks on the defensive end.
Hoping to protect his own as well. I bet that, again, it's a very interesting dynamic. Again, you see a lot of guys playing 2 ways. Not a lot at this level, but you're kind of you have that kind of 2 brains there. One is the defensive end, what moves to kind of do, and maybe what to expect as an offensive lineman when you switch on the other side of the ball.
The primary defense for Michigan City is a nickel look. 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 DBs. Your 2 defensive ends are Trenton Nixon and Jalen McAllister. On the interior, you got Quaron Moore and Adam Camphor. Your 2 linebackers, Amari Eller and Jeremiah Jordan. They are 2. You got Jeremiah Jordan. He's a senior and a big leader on this team. And in a nickel look, it kind of asks a lot of your linebackers to pick up sort of a role since there's only 2 of them, but they've played well this year. Your 2 primary cornerbacks are Antone Jenkins and Jalen Ramsey.
I saw number 5 too, right? It's so fitting.
He's got to wear 5.
Fitting.
If your name's Jalen Ramsey and you're a defense, you got to wear 5.
Always a good chuckle.
Greg Hughes is their primary nickel, and your 2 safeties are Warren Brown and John Peters.
So I know, again, kind of gathering as those were kind of the starting lineups we had for today, but kind of hearing a little bit about Merrillville, again, getting their lineup, a little bit of a change-up because I know they're kind of suffering through some injuries, and like most teams are, illnesses as well from what I heard, maybe on the Merrillville side. So a couple changes on your typical defensive side, specifically from what I noticed, but going to be interesting to see. Again, this is still 2 talented teams, a lot of depth on both sides, just who's going to come out on top. Yeah,
Merrillville, we saw the pipeline they had, all those kids out on the field to start. They definitely run a deep team, so I think 1 or 2 illnesses or injuries on a team is not going to completely destroy them like it might a 1A or 2A team. They definitely have bodies behind them that are legitimate players.
Yeah, it's definitely a different brand of football up here. My last 2 weeks, I saw Wheeler, so it's a different kind of brand of football, 2A football, 3A, whatever that may be. Now we got some more depth here. A lot of guys that, again, are playing one-way football, unlike, those smaller schools in 2A and 3A, and it's just kind of what team has the depth. That's why I'm very interested to see, again, once conference play starts, you're not playing the non-conference opponents that are smaller than you. Both these schools, again, both 5A, big in class size, very few guys playing 2 ways. And it's just going to be who's going to prevail tonight, who's going to make more plays.
Merrillville just jogging out onto the field to a big roar from their fans. We're going to step aside and we'll have kickoff next. You're listening to the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We are just wrapping up the pregame festivities here just next to I-65 here in Merrillville. They just introduced the Pirate team, Michigan City, currently ready on their sidelines. We're going to have the coin toss coming up here in a minute. The sun is starting to set. It's a very picturesque night. Your Economy Electric Heating and Cooling game night forecast is 78 degrees. It feels like 81. Humidity is at 67% with a dew point of 66. Winds are east-northeast at 2 miles an hour. That's been your Economy Electric Heating and Cooling game night forecast with 24/7 emergency service. Comfort isn't far away.
About that time, Quincy Bell and the captain's going out there in the middle of the field. It's about showtime. Again, two teams that are, as always, familiar with each other, and they want to get the upper hand here in the Duneland. We kind of talk about those, how maybe top-heavy this Duneland has become, but it's still very competitive, especially in kind of the middle to upper pack. And these are two teams that could find themselves definitely in that spot.
So Crown Point currently sits atop the Duneland standings as the team to beat. They're 2-0 so far. Every team in the Duneland has played 2 games. It's just a matter of if you're 1-1, 2-0, or 0-2.
I believe Valpo is up on that. They're 2-0 as well through 2 games, and then Merrillville's 1-1, and City's also 1-1. So these are, again, they're also kind of playing for with these Duneland games. Although it doesn't matter, it's kind of another extra added motivation. You're playing for all conference selections. You're playing for bragging rights. And, again, a lot of these players, I bet they know each other through Pop Warner, through all that stuff growing up. Because, as we mentioned, we saw the Pop Warner folks out here earlier.
So Valparaiso and Crown Point currently sit atop the Duneland. They are both at 2-0. Michigan City, Chesterton, Merrillville, and Lake Central have all won a game and lost a game. They're all 1-1. Portage and LaPorte are both looking for their first conference win. Merrillville won the toss, and they're going to defer their option to the second half. So the Michigan City Wolves will get the ball first.
Let's see what they could do first. It's a big. You got to make a big impact to start off. I mean, the biggest play I'd like to say in the whole entire football game is the first one. I mean, it's all those nerves that you have going into the game. They're squashed after that opening kickoff. It's or just that first play. Maybe if you're on the sidelines, you come off with that first defensive or offensive play. Once you get that first hit, it's like, okay, it's go time. But it's always exciting, man. We're ready to go. We're ready to get to it.
This kickoff and all kickoffs are brought to you by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repairing, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. 12-minute quarters. Merrillville will be kicking from right to left, and the Michigan City offense will work from left to right. Out there to kick it for Merrillville will be Benito Gonzalez, who stands at 5'11", 250 pounds. And your returner will be Jamin Harvell for Michigan City.
Harvell, he's going to be a name we're going to call out tonight. They line him up just about everywhere. He's got some receiving stats, but also can do it as a rusher. They're going to spread him out over the field. And, again, and only a sophomore. I was looking up his profile. I think it said he was an athlete. They didn't give him a position, so he's going to be a name that they could put everywhere, and it's kind of what they need in this offense.
We are just about set for Week 5 here in the region. Merrillville and Michigan City are underway. Gonzalez with the kick. It's a line drive. Harvell fields it at the 10. He drops it, picks it back up at the 15. He cuts it far side. He's around the corner. He's got space, but he's going to be tripped up at the 28-yard line where the Wolves will set up shop.
Let's see, that was number 9, Jaredon Stringer there. I believe Harvell was on the other side there, but nice return there. Again, that first play is always a big one. Again, although they get it now at the 27-ish yard line, they are, again, you got to try and build any momentum you can, especially playing at a place like Merrillville.
Triniston Hart, the leader of this Michigan City team, first-year starter at quarterback, will try to get a drive going. They are going to be at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Running back Gee is to the near side. They have 2 receivers to the far side, and they are stacking the box. A lot of linemen in here. Maybe we'll see a run. Man in motion, they flip it to him around the edge, and nowhere to go.
A little bit of a jet pass there, something that, again, gets your quarterback going, but Merrillville, snuffed that out quickly. That, I believe, was to number 6 there, Zaire McKinney, who he's got some size and speed, and obviously they could put him in that jet motion to try and get him out in space, but Merrillville, they're stout.
He got 2 yards there. He lost a few. He's back to the 25. 2nd and 13 for Michigan City. They're going to be looking for a better play. They're currently in 2nd and long. 2 receivers are to the near side. Gee is behind Hart in the eye. They motion McKinney again. Here's a handoff. It's Gee. No, it's play action. Flip outside. One-handed catch getting around the corner. Close to a first down is Anthony Murphy.
A little bit of a stag right there. I like that. Again, I like kind of the play call there, a little bit of play action there. A lot of motion going to the left side, faked it. Triniston Hart, again, he's impressed me a lot. He's obviously was able to learn under Tyler Bush, who was a fantastic quarterback for Michigan City for so many years, and he doesn't offer maybe the size and stature of Tyler Bush had. Hart's only 5'9", but he's quick, and he can make some plays outside the pocket.
It's 3rd and about a foot. Maybe half a yard. Michigan City is going to use their first time out and talk over what they want to do here. We're going to head to a quick break. You're listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/
Welcome back. 3rd and 1. Currently the situation for Michigan City from the 37-yard line near hash. They need about maybe 5 feet to get this first down. We'll see if they can win this battle in the trenches potentially. They're showing run. They got 3 receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Gee is the running back in the eye behind Hart.
And this is kind of tough. You got the shotgun formation. This is the shotgun-based team in the pistol. It's a long way to run for a couple yards.
Hart hands it to Gee, and he's going to have the first. He dives forward up across the 40. That's your first down of the game, and all your first downs are brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical of Merrillville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists.
Gee is their top rusher over there. I think he was one of the captains as well. 42 carries going into this game, 267 yards, and 1 touchdown. Has one 100-yard game this season, looking to make it 2.
2 receivers near side, 1 far side for Michigan City. 1st and 10 from the 41. Gee is to the far side. They motion a man out. Hart gets a snap. He rolls far side. He's getting really pressured, and he's going to throw this away behind the bench. Terrific pressure off the edge for Michigan City. Jalen McAllister, the 6'1", 220-pound senior, got in free off the edge and really disrupted things there.
A little bit of Adam Camphor, too. He's an absolute force there for Merrillville. Again, he's at that D tackle position. They trust their Merrillville defensive front to get back there and cause havoc. And again, Hart, although he's quite mobile, Camphor, obviously he's going to play at the next level. He's widely regarded as one of the top kind of interior defensive linemen around the area, and he's showing it right there.
2nd and 10 from the 41. Michigan City stacking the line. They have Hart under center. They fake a pitch. Now they give it on a reverse to McKinney, and he's got room along the edge. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 50 for a first down. He cuts back at the 45, spins out of a tackle at the 40. He's dragging defenders across the 35. Big chunk play for Michigan City. They're going to finally drag him down at the 33-yard line. And Michigan City, it's clear they like their gadget plays and their reversals. The first one didn't work that time. McKinney broke free along the edge for a big gain of 20-plus yards.
Don't see City line up under center much. Obviously faked the pitch there to, I believe the pitch was going to go to Jamin Harville. But then obviously Zaire McKinney, who's 6'4", I mean, he still has that breakaway speed. And he's, again, very talented. He's only a junior as well. We talked about that young, those weapons out there for Michigan City. They're going to be solid.
Hart now back in the shotgun. It's a run to Gee, and it is completely stuffed out. Merrillville living in the backfield again.
That's Camphor.
Adam Camphor, 6'1", 315 pounds, plugging up the gap by himself.
And he's just a force. He's strong, but he can move. Again, obviously, when you're over 300 pounds, you're kind of, you have strength, but kind of the question is, what's his speed like? Is he going to get tired quick? But right now, obviously, there's kind of a little bit more up-tempo offense that likes to, let you play the width of the field. But Camphor, I mean, he doesn't get tired so far, and he's making plays in the backfield.
That was a loss of 4. 2nd and 14. They're now back to the 37-yard line. Hart gets a snap. He rolls near side, throws near side, incomplete. Tried to throw the out, but Jalen Ramsey all over that one. He had McKinney in jail on that play. No separation, nowhere for Hart to throw the ball.
A little bit of an easy route concept there. Just kind of looks like an out, kind of cut those yards in half there and try and make things a little bit easier on 3rd down. But again, this Merrillville defensive backfield, I mean, this whole defense, we're going to see a lot of defensive talent all over the field, and first downs might be a commodity. But looking at, again, the Merrillville DBs, they're tough too, and they could force some turnovers that we kind of saw even last year in this game.
2 receivers far side, 2 receivers near side. Gee is to the far side of Hart in the shotgun. Gets the snap, back to throw, feels the blitz, lobs one deep down the far sidelines, and it's incomplete over the head of McKinney. He once again had a Merrillville defensive back draped all over him. It's now 4th and 14, and now we'll see if the punting unit comes on, and it looks like they will be. I was curious if this was maybe, between the 40 and the 30. Is this too far to kick, too short to punt? But looks like they are going to bring out the punting unit and try to pin Merrillville deep. And when you have a strong defense, I think that's probably a smart move.
This might be a battle of field position in this game, but Merrillville sent a blitz off the corner. Greg Hughes got in there, but Trent Nixon ended up free I'd probably rather have Greg Hughes kind of come free instead of Trent Nixon, the NIU commit, who's another solid defensive lineman that offers, again, size and speed. He's a real force as well. And, again, Merrillville sending blitzes on 3rd and long. Got to there, forced a tough throw from Hart.
Logan Morian does the punting for Michigan City, fields it at the 50 and gets it away. Warren Brown is back to return for Merrillville. He fakes the catch, but it landed inside the 5. It's rolling, and it's going to squeak into the end zone for a touchback. That is where Merrillville will set up shop. They'll be at the 20 for their first drive.
That was close. That was a little bit of coffin corn again. These punters might be they're kind of going to be an X factor in this game. We might see a decent amount of defensive stops between these two squads. Again, offenses that are still trying to find their footing and the defenses that are already pretty much proven. The punters might be a big X factor here.
So Merrillville will now set up shop for their first drive at the 20-yard line, where quarterback Jordan Sanders, the 6'1", 235 junior, will set up shop. He has 2 receivers near side, 1 receiver far side. Running back is also to the near side. Sanders gets the snap, hands it to his running back. Pounding up the middle for about 1 or 2 yards was J.Q. Johnson, the 5'8", 190-pound junior.
Yeah, he plays well beyond his listed height and weight. He's an absolute force in the backfield. He's shifty. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Darren Sproles, kind of in terms of his stature. But he makes a couple guys miss. Our producer loves that one, Clint Klaus. But he's a beast, man. A 1,000-yard rusher last year. He kind of wasn't that guy going into the season. Here we got some laundry on the field.
That was a 3-yard carry. It was 2nd and 7, but now we have some movement up front, and it's going to be a false start on Merrillville, so now they're going to be backed up to the 17-yard line.
But again, we know Merrillville could run the football. We know that they have a strong offensive line, and they got great runners in the backfield like J.Q. Johnson, as well as Cam Jordan, only a sophomore, and he's actually leading the team in rushing after J.Q. Johnson's kind of been banged up with some ankle injuries, but good to see him healthy now, and he could be a force here tonight.
2nd and 12 from the 18. Sanders in the shotgun as 1 receiver far side, hands it to his running back. Running far side is J.Q. Johnson again. He has minimal yards there on the 2nd down carry, and Merrillville's going to be put in a 3rd and long spot on their first drive.
Again, you got to limit penalties as well. If you're Merrillville or Michigan City, you can't set your offense back up to fail. Again, especially offenses, I keep saying this, but they're trying to prove themselves. They got to put some more points on the board if they want to sustain themselves come October and November. And they can't have flags like this.
Cameron Jordan, the other running back, is checked in. 2 receivers on each side. Sanders gets the snap. He has a clean pocket. He throws outside, and it's caught near the first down. Dermont Bogard on the out route. It looked like he was about a yard short. And, Mike, it would be pretty risky if they decided that this was Four Seasons mechanical 4-down territory. And they are going to bring out the punting unit, it looks like. First drive, you're at your own 30. I wouldn't necessarily condone a risk from this far back.
No, again, it's early in the game. It's, again, you're shaking off the rust a little bit with the offense. You're trying to, again, get things going. It's early in the game. You're still trying to get loose a little bit, although warm-ups were a big thing.
Darren Wiggins gets the punt away. 2 guys are back from Michigan City, and the punt is muffed. There's a scramble for it. A bunch of guys are on it. And it looks like Merrillville got on top of it first. It's a big field-flipping turnover for the Pirates.
That's going to be one Zaire McKinney's going to want back. Obviously, had a great start to the game, and those kind of a shorter punt that he backed up a little bit, and it's tough on his behalf. He's kind of making a play on the ball, and it just kind of squeaks out in Merrillville. That's kind of what you need. Again, going into these games, that's what you need, field-flipping turnovers. Obviously, in the form of a muffed punt, they'll take that any day.
That was Tony Woods who jumped on the punt for Merrillville, and now the field is flipped. The Pirates have it in Michigan City territory at the 34.
And more importantly, the momentum game has completely shifted in Merrillville's favor.
Sanders gets the snap, hands it off, bouncing to the outside, and cutting back is Cameron Jordan. He has
he's quick.
A really great carry there of about 9. He's very close to the first. They aren't going to give it to him. They're going to say he was about a half yard short. Merrillville's going to run with a little bit of tempo. Sanders in the gun. It's Johnson behind him in the eye. They hand it to him. He pounds up the middle, and he'll have a first down up to the 22-yard line.
There was Jordan again. I mean, this was Yeah, it's a little bit of thunder and lightning there as we see J.Q. Johnson now running back on the field. Guys, they're kind of switching out by play. They're keeping guys fresh, and obviously this Merrillville offensive line, this is when you kind of want to be running plays as quick as you can. Michigan City defense, obviously that quick turnover, it's a quick change of events.
Only one receiver in. They've stacked the line again. They show a run, and they will give it to Johnson. Pounding forward. He has another strong carry. Got a little bit of two guys kind of going at it behind the play. That was Davion Turner, the tight end for Merrillville, completely going at it, taking each other to the ground with number 14 of Michigan City.
Having a little bit of a dance there, but it looks like from what we're seeing from Merrillville so far, they're going to try and run away maybe a little bit from Adrian Holly. A lot of the runs have been kind of to the left side where Holly's lining up on Merrillville, on their right side.
They've stacked the line again. Sanders gets the snap, hands it off. This time Michigan City living in the backfield, and they're going to make the stand.
Again, it's interesting. I mean, looking at these offenses, although they're still trying to prove themselves, we know Merrillville they pride themselves on running the football, while Michigan City is quite the contrary. They might need to get out of their comfort zones and maybe for Merrillville throw the rock, and for Michigan City, you might need to try and establish a running game.
George Branch, the big D tackle, came in, blew up that run play. 3rd and 9 from the 22 for the Pirates. They're going 5 wide, 3 receivers far side, 2 near side. Sanders back to throw, steps up in the pocket, rolls far side. He's going to take it off and try to run himself. Gets around a tackler, and he's going to have a first down. Gets the corner to the 11-yard line.
Kid could move there. Jordan Sanders, again, we mentioned his pretty big frame, 6'2", 235. Obviously, play kind of broke down. Obviously, it was a little bit of a scramble drill, and good thing by the receivers to kind of let those defensive backs keep running with them and free up a lane for Jordan Sanders. Pick up a big first down there for Merrillville.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Not quite 1st and goal. They just need to get to the 1 for a new set of downs. 2 receivers are to the near side. They're stacking the line again. They hand it off. Once again, it's Cameron Jordan pounding up the middle. He's going to get all the way to the 6. 5 yards on that carry.
Yeah, he hits that hole hard. And here comes Johnson now. Again, they're just switching off just about every play. Guys take a break, get a little bit of rest because they know they're probably getting some sort of inside zone. But Merrillville, you see, they bring on J.Q. Johnson, or they switch it around a running back, but they still try and keep that no-huddle offense, kind of get things going, keep this city defense on their toes.
Yeah, when you got 2 running backs that are equally as good and equally as fresh, it can be hard to keep up as a defensive line unit. Sanders gets the snap, hands it off. This time it's Johnson. Pounds up the middle, escapes, and he scores. Touchdown, Pirates. They lead it 6-0 with 4:49 to go in the first quarter.
See, that's what I'm saying. Again, with J.Q. Johnson, he's got that smaller frame you don't really see in a running back. But, I mean, Marquez Dabney, who made a great play there for Michigan City, met him in the hole. And he outweighs him. And this is the DB who likes to. He's on defense for a reason. With J.Q. Johnson, obviously, he's not an easy tackle. Obviously, being shorted to the ground, it's a tough tackle for anybody. But J.Q. Johnson, he could show, as shifty as he is, he could break out some tackles.
So the Pirates do cash in on the costly turnover from Michigan City. Extra point is good from Benito Gonzalez. We'll head to a break. Merrillville leads at 7-0. You're listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate, to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. 7-0 Merrillville will lead. They will get ready to kick it off. All kickoffs this season are sponsored by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. This kick caught at the 10-yard line by Michigan City. They have a decent return through the gap all the way up to the 27, which is where they will start for their second drive. And, Mike, it was a promising one. They got it all the way to about the 35, kind of stalled out, had to punt, but some gadget plays, a big reverse to their receiver, Zaire McKinney. They had some progress. They're just looking to improve upon it and get on the board here in drive number 2.
And more importantly, I think in this case, when obviously that quick turnover kind of set them back, and Merrillville obviously took advantage of that short field. For Michigan City, you need to get a first down or two. You have to get your defense off the field, who's been on there really for kind of 2 drives. You have to get a couple first downs, let your defense catch a breath, and hopefully maybe get some points out of it as well.
Trinison Hart in the gun has 1 receiver to each side. 2 linemen move to the near side. Hart gets the snap, looks near side, throws middle, and it's caught. First down, Michigan City, all the way up to the 50-yard line. That was the slot receiver, Logan Morian, with a nice little, sort of was hiding out in the middle of the zone where no one was for Merrillville, and caught it. Nice little run and catch, and they're all the way up to midfield.
Morian was 2 guys in motion. Merrillville shifted their defense. Morian's a tight end there, but found him across, just about to see him. Again, Michigan City, they're going to try and spread you out, let you guard the width of the field, and sometimes the seam opens up, and right there, a great throw from Trinison Hart, and obviously that's a big first down that you need. Now you're just threatening in Merrillville territory.
Speed is a plus for this Wolf team. They're in the pistol on this play. We have some movement up front. It looks like somebody moved early. I believe it was Adrian Holly, the right tackle.
Yeah, it's tough there. I think that was something where the center may have heard differently about the snap count, because you saw just about everybody move, but the ball did not get back there. So, but again, we kind of saw with that Merrillville drive, that first drive that was backlogged by a penalty. Michigan City, after a pretty big first down, you can't put yourself behind the sticks. But you got to shake it off again. I can only say this maybe a few more weeks. We're still kind of in the earlier stages of the season. Still only, first half of the season, but you got to take those down.
1st and 10 for the 15, near side run. Tough running there from Jamorian Gee, but a host of Merrillville tacklers will push him out of bounds. Got the 5 yards back there from the penalty.
Gee's an absolute bowling ball, 5'6", but 220. So obviously he's got a little bit more power, but he kind of saw a little bit of speed there, had him on an outside kind of zone run. But he's definitely a battering ram back there. And he offers, again, kind of that strength over there in the offensive backfield to Michigan City's receivers who got speed and size.
They gave him 3 on the carry. 2nd and 12 from the 48. 2 receivers are to the far side. Hart in the gun, gets the snap, hands it to Gee again, finds a hole up the middle, powers through. He's taking Merrillville tacklers with him. He spins off another one. He powers forward along the hashes, and I think he got the first down. Yes, he did. He took about 3-4 tacklers with him, had maybe one guy helping him push, but that was some strong running there from Jamorian Gee.
Some would call that an angry run. Again, coming into this game, 267 yards on the ground, only 1 score. He's not really the first guy you mentioned when talking about this Michigan City offense, but hoping to get his name back in the forefront, because that was a great 2 runs there from Gee.
If you're able to spread out these quick, fast receivers, you can give your bowling ball of a running back some room. Hart gets the snap, 1st and 10 for the 40. He's going to lob one deep down the sidelines for McKinney, and it's incomplete.
Like the call there, 1st and 10 with ball kind of floated up there. Tried to find McKinney outside the numbers, a little bit on a kind of a back shoulder fade route. And again, they're going to be tough to throw on this Merrillville defensive backfield. They got some poise there, especially in the backfield. A little bit of movement around I saw in a couple positions, but a lot of tested guys, and it's going to be tough on this defense, to say the least.
That play was snuffed out by the free safety Warren Brown of Merrillville. He got back there pretty quick to knock that ball away.
And this is something where I kind of said on one of the previous drives, but you might have to get outside of your comfort zone. What you typically do. Because it looks like we might have a officials timeout. Might be a Michigan City.
Michigan City's going to want another timeout. They didn't have the right formation that they wanted. We're going to step aside. You're listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics, wants to reward you for everyday banking. CU1's high-yield checking offers the opportunity to earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No monthly fees and no minimum or opening balance required. Plus, you'll be able to bank anytime and anywhere with 24/7 digital and mobile banking. Start making more of your money with Credit Union One. Open an account at cu1.com/high-yield checking.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
He's glorious.
And now on the road, you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected.
Welcome back. Welcome back. 1st and 10, Michigan City from the 40. They give it on a reverse. That play's going nowhere. The Pirates are snuffed it out. Michigan City's running backwards. It'll depend on where they stop the forward progress, but on the reverse, Yamin Harvell was completely pushed back from Merrillville. They're going to give him an 11-yard loss back to the 49.
Ugh, absolute killer. Another, I don't know if you like that, maybe out of a timeout. Again, kind of another jet pass, jet sweep there to get an easy completion. But I believe there on the tackle, a gang of Pirates there. Would like to say Michael Williams really kind of snuffed that play out from the defensive spot, the senior DB. But that was just about everybody there for Merrillville. Saw that play a few times already. And right now it's not really working here for City.
3rd and 21 from midfield. Hart in the gun has 2 receivers near side, 1 receiver far side. He gets a snap. He's under duress. He escapes a sack. He rolls. He's going to tug it himself and get about 4. Not nearly enough for the first. Merrillville, I would almost give that's almost like a coverage sack. Even after Hart escaped, they were all over all these receivers. I think these Merrillville DBs should give themselves a lot of credit for forcing this second punt.
They're playing absolutely well. They're making the job pretty tough on Triniston Hart. And, again, it's just that big jet sweep play as well as, some penalties that kind of back them up a little bit. And just like that, again, you're punting the ball away. Now you're in, plus territory, and you're hoping to pin Merrillville back. And you more importantly, you give your defense some time to breathe.
Logan Morian gets the punt away for Michigan City. It's a line drive punt, lands at the 15, bounces inside the 5. Merrillville, can they stop it before it gets in the end zone? No. It's going to be a touchback. That was very close from being downed at the 1. We got 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Merrillville leads it 7-0. We'd like to thank one of the sponsors of today's broadcast, Squeegee's Pizza, for piping hot pizza delivered right to your door. Call Squeegee's Pizza of Griffith. Squeegee's is located at 106 South Broad Street in Griffith. Give them a call at 219-924-6000. That's 219-924-6000. Pickup or delivery, it's Squeegee's Pizza of Griffith, best on the Broad.
So this Merrillville offense, again, we mentioned kind of a 3-and-out to start their night. Punted the ball away, a muffed punt, caught them a shorter field, and that time they converted, scored on a J.Q. Johnson run.
First down for Merrillville. They got both running backs in the game, cutting it through, and a big gap up the middle. There goes J.Q. Johnson. He's across midfield and dragged down to the 40, but there is a flag back at the 21-yard line. This one could be coming back.
And it will. Again, that was I like the play there I think they had both their running backs in, which I like a lot, having 2 talented running backs, kind of a counter play there to Johnson, and had Jordan kind of be a decoy. But obviously when you get that big of a run, you see a flag back there, it's because, absolute gut punch.
I believe they're going to call either holding or a block in the back. I didn't see which one it was. Nonetheless, it works the same. It brings the big play back, and that was a big hole that Johnson was running through. It's going to be holding on the guard, Jaden Swanson, 6'4", 290 pounds. Got a little too aggressive there. 1st and 19 now from the 12-yard line.
And again, this becomes a killer. Of course, you want that play to go your way, but now we're 1st and 19. Not an easy task for running offense around here.
Sanders gets the snap, backed up to his goal line. Screen pass snuffed out by Michigan City. Terrific jump on that play. Coming in to make the tackle.
I believe that was number 3 there for City. Michael Crawford Jr., a talented senior DB, kind of outside linebacker. I think he plays that role. And Adrian Holly was a guy back there as well that kind of snuffed out that screen, hurried that throw, and made things tough for Sanders.
That, I'll tell you, Johnson had a lot of room along the outside. If that tackle wasn't made, it's a 3-yard loss. Pushes Merrillville inside the 10 for 2nd and 22. It's a run again. The Michigan City defensive line snuffs it out again. No yards there, and it's going to be 3rd and a mile from the shadow of their own goalpost for the Pirates.
It was a similar play we saw from the first play of their drive. Again, 2 running backs set. Another kind of, I think Jordan went on the outside of Sanders, kind of kept the pitch relationship, while Johnson did that kind of false step and tried to run the counter. But that time, City, again, they saw it 2 plays, the same 2 plays, and three plays entirely. They're going to snuff that one out this time.
3rd and 22, 39 seconds to go in the quarter. Sanders gets the snap, delayed handoff. They will give it to Jordan. He has a lot of room. He's carrying tacklers. He's all the way up to the 30. He found a big hole. Michigan City playing pretty far back. Did he get the first? I don't know. He's close.
That's close again. I think
they're going to give it to him.
Wow.
23 yards on the 3rd down carry.
And draws are so tough. But again, what Merrillville does there, I mean, looks like they're going to take this. They might take this to the quarter. Oh, maybe. But with the draw on the 3rd and long, again, they wide up. They line out some receivers out wide, and you hit them through the middle. And again, having a guy like JQ or like Cam Jordan as well, he's fantastic, and he'll make you pay.
Got a lot of room up the middle after they were expecting a pass. Snap to Sanders. He's going to run it around, keep him himself. He'll dive out of bounds for maybe a yard. 2.9 seconds on the clock. That should bring us to the end of the quarter. But, yeah, I love that play call. The delayed handoff. You have all the Michigan City DBs ranging back to cover these quick Merrillville receivers. You give your talented running back 10, 15 yards of daylight. Hey, go make a play, and he did.
They know how to put the ball in their best players' hands, let them make a play, and that's what Merrillville thrives so much at.
2.9 seconds to go in the quarter. Last play, Sanders hands it. Johnson running outside, finds a hole, dives across the 40 for another 1st down. That's going to bring it to the end of the quarter. These teams will switch sides, and we'll be back after this short break. You're listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. 2nd quarter ready to start from Merrillville. The Pirates lead at 7-0. They will now be going from left to right. They're at the 42-yard line. Sanders gets the snap, hands it off up the middle. That time the run's going nowhere. JQ Johnson stood up at the line. We're going to take this moment to give you a Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. The other 2 games that are being broadcasted on RSN, Andrean and Hobart are scoreless after 1 quarter, and between a big rivalry game, number 4 Valpo hosting Chesterton, the Vikings lead it 3-0 halfway through the 2nd quarter.
Yep.
2nd and 10 for Merrillville from the 42. Sanders gets the sign from his sidelines. Looked like they were about to quickly snap it. Now he calms himself, gets the snap, hands it off. It's another run. This time J.Q. Johnson again powers forward for about 5. It's going to be a crucial now 3rd and medium from around midfield for this Michigan City defense.
Michael Crawford got him there on the second level. But yeah, as you mentioned, those 3 games we got on the Region Sports Network, it's an absolute treat. We got here this week 3 great games. Obviously one here that we're seeing right in front of us, as well as a big Duneland battle as well going on over there at Valparaiso, as well as a big matchup in the NCC at the Brickyard.
3rd and 6 from the 47-yard line. The Wolves are looking for what would be a key stop. They surrendered a 3rd and 22 run earlier in this drive. Sanders looks to throw. He's under pressure. He throws quickly, and that pass was, I believe, caught by Merrillville. No gain on the play, though. Nowhere really to go for the receiver, Michael Smoot, but we'll see. It's going to be a punt upcoming, and you know, Mike, that's a big stop for Michigan City. They allowed the big play to end the quarter, but didn't phase them. They'll be getting the ball back here not too shortly.
It's a lot of poise. Again, what defense is going to show more poise, and who knows? Again, I hate for it to kind of come down to that, but again, that muff punt that we saw in games like this, that might be the deciding factor.
Kick is away. It bounces backwards at the 22. It'll be downed at the 24. And that's where Michigan City will take over. But, yeah, we've got a lot of great games going on in the region. Thank you to Strag and Ventil for sponsoring the Hometown Scoreboard. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachandventil.com. 10 minutes to go in quarter number 2. 7-0 the lead for the Merrillville Pirates. They got those 7 points thanks to a muffed punt by Michigan City after their first drive. It was picked up at the 30 and didn't take long for the Pirates to capitalize on that mistake and punch it in. Michigan City looking to get something going on offense. They have a formation in the pistol. Tristan Hart hands it off to Jamarian Gee, and he's going to be tackled for no gain, maybe even a 1-yard loss. This Merrillville defensive line is living in the backfield.
Yeah, they're ferocious. Again, I mentioned you got to kind of maybe break your identity against these tough defenses. But that's easier said than done against teams like this. You might want to try and establish the run if you're Michigan City, but Merrillville's defensive front is ferocious, and they always seem to be.
That was a 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12 for Michigan City. They haven't really gotten anything going in the run game other than that one gadget reverse play to Zaire McKinney for about 30 yards back in the first quarter. Hart gets the snap. He's going to throw. He rolls out of pressure, steps up, flips it, and it's caught. First down. Michigan City finding another soft spot in the defense was Logan Morian. That's his second catch of the day. You know, he's sort of slot receiver, sort of sitting in soft spots in the zones, and it's worked well twice for Michigan City. That's 2 first downs courtesy of him.
And courtesy of 4 Seasons, Mechanical 4 Seasons first down there with Logan Morian. Like you said, he's that nice kind of safety valve we got going on there for Michigan City, and Hart making a play with his feet. Obviously, that Merrillville pass rush is no easy task to defend, to block, I should say, but Hart makes a play.
Hart gets the snap, hands it off to Gee, and he is hammered in the backfield by Adam Camphor. Stepping in, all 300 pounds of him hammers the Wolf running back to the ground.
Ooh, wow.
I'll tell you, a big guy with that quick of a first step off the line, that's just dangerous to go up against.
He's an absolute animal. He played a lot last year, of course, on that stout Merrillville defense, and there's a reason he's a captain as well for this Merrillville team. They trust him a lot, and he's obviously as valuable as they come in terms of interior defensive linemen, probably in the entire state.
2 receivers far side. Morian, the slot guy, comes to the near side. With McKinney also on that side. Hart rolls out with play action. He's under duress, and he'll throw it away. There was some danger there. Almost picked off by 2 different Merrillville DBs. Jalen Ramsey in pursuit of that ball, as well as the nickel DB, Greg Hughes. When you're going to throw it away, I know you're getting hit, but you got to get that ball out of bounds. That was almost a pick 6.
Again, there's a lot of learning curves that Tristan Hart's going to have to go through. Again, this is still his first season under center, only a junior, so he's going to be back next year, but he's going to take these games as learning experiences. But with Merrillville, again, you run the football in the middle, you got Adam Camphor there, but then you roll out with Tristan Hart trying to make a play, and you got Trent Nixon in your face as well at the lengthy D end that Merrillville just seems to always pump out. It's no easy task to try and score on this defense.
3rd and 13. Hart fakes the jet sweep. They lob it deep. They got a man behind the defense, but the ball is barely overthrown. Kyron Hart zooming off the line, had his defensive back beat. Hart had to get that ball out in a hurry, and I'm sure he'd like that throw back.
No doubt about it. Those are throws you, again, it's all learning experiences, but you're going to want that one back, to say the least. Against the Merrillville defense like this, yeah, you're going to have some pressure in your face, but you're going to want to try and make that throw. Maybe, again, it's all – you're hoping to get back out there, maybe run that same play, because they obviously see something there in the speed of Kyron Hart that almost snagged that and reeled that ball in. But they're going to want that one back, and hopefully they could connect maybe down the line.
Warren Brown will be back to return this upcoming punt for Merrillville. We'll see if he has an electric play in him. The punt is away. Brown goes back on it, lets it bounce at the 31, picks it up on a hop, and he is hammered.
Goodness.
My goodness, what a hit. That's number 5 on Michigan City. That's Marquez Dabney laying the boom. My goodness, I'm surprised that ball didn't come out. That was a ferocious hit. One of the hardest hits we've seen. That was definitely a big play. Could be sponsored by the IBEW Local 697 Electrifying Plays. Check out the IBEW Local 697 Electrifying Plays from this week's football action. Visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports, or on the Instagram page for those electrifying plays. IBEW are your electrical professionals.
Ooh, that hurt me, man. That's a tough thing about returning punts. I mean, obviously we see kind of what happens when you muff the football, and obviously there's a tough punts that are knucklers, and balls take crazy bounces, especially on turf fields nowadays. But then you also got to worry about the 11 defenders running at you, trying to tackle you coming down full speed.
As a gunner, you live for a hit like that. That was a massive blow. Merrillville will take over from their own 28. Play action. Sanders delivers outside, sliding down to make the catch at about the 38.
Curtis Cruz there on the catch.
Curtis Cruz, receiver, makes the play. Nice little, if you've been running the ball as well as Michigan City, or as well as Merrillville has this game, play action's not a bad play to go to, and they pick up 9 on the pass. And now, this is a play where I consider taking a shot. You got 2nd and 1. You throw a deep pass incomplete. Oh, well, you got 2 great running backs that can pick up a yard on the next play.
I love it. We got two receivers out wide as well as the H-back. We could see anything here.
They do go for the run, and they're going to get it. First down up to the 44-yard line. That was J.Q. Johnson.
Marquez Dabney there on the tackle. Obviously had that huge hit not too long ago, but again, a lot of momentum kind of shifts then to Michigan City's side after a big play like that, and for Merrillville to pick up the first down. Obviously a pitch and catch on down number 1, then J.Q. Johnson does the rest. It kind of shifts back in the Pirates' favor.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. 1 receiver far side, 1 near side. Tight end is over there. Merrillville once again in the eye. They hand it to Johnson. He has a hole, but it's quickly swarmed up. He got about 3 on the carry. Johnson running near side. Sincere Hodges in on the tackle for Michigan City. And, give them their credit. This defense has played really well. The 7 points against them, 50 of those yards came off of a muffed punt. That's really not even their fault. So you take out that mistake, we're looking at a scoreless game. But halfway through this second quarter, it's a 7-0 lead for the Pirates. They have a 2nd and 7. It's another run up the middle. Merrillville continuing to pound it. It's going to be a first down up across the 50. For Johnson now, Cameron Jordan will switch off with him.
Plenty of push there on that Merrillville offensive line. They're not really running towards Adrian Holly. In fact, maybe trying to run away from them. And that Merrillville O-line, they're kind of chugging right now, especially on this drive where, again, you want to try and keep your defense off the field and potentially put up some more points and maybe make this a 2-score game going into half.
Merrillville stacking the line again. They only have 1 receiver to the far side. Jordan, the running back, they hand it to him running far side, and he's going to be swarmed up.
Pads are popping tonight. Good hit there, coming up from the safety spot there, I believe, for City. That was
Carl Tucker, the DB, coming in on the blitz. Some DBs love to blitz. He got in there and plugged that hole for no gain.
Yeah, when you're kind of in that safe defensive backfield, of course you need to cover, especially when a pass is thrown your way, but you also need to kind of stuff the run and get in the alley and not be afraid to put your nose on the football. And Carl Tucker, obviously, he's not afraid at all. Only 5'8", 145 pounds, but he could lay the lumber.
Another run in the middle. This time, Jordan breaks free. He's through to the 25, up the middle. He's to the 10. Blazing speed all the way for a Merrillville touchdown.
Thunder and lightning, that's really it. Again, they just need one play to pop, and if you have that many offensive linemen in the game, you find a hole. And again, Jordan, only a sophomore, plays well beyond his years, and he's got some next-level speed. Merrillville running backs, I mean, what more can you say? It seems to be they just pump something out every single year. They find a way to just have a talented running back in the backfield, and we got one right here in Cam Jordan.
There's the big play you were looking for to break this game open a little bit. 5 minutes left to go in the half. Hello to Cameron Jordan, 46-yard touchdown run just straight up the middle. Extra point is good from Benito Gonzalez, and Merrillville leads it 14-0. 5 minutes to go in the half. We're going to step aside for a moment. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Discover excellence at Moeller Acura of Merrillville. Whether you're seeking the thrill of a new Acura or the reliability of a certified pre-owned, we have the perfect vehicle waiting for you. At Moeller Acura, our knowledgeable team is here to provide you with the first-class experience, from your first test drive to every service appointment. Experience luxury, performance, and unparalleled service at Moeller Acura of Merrillville, where your journey begins. Visit us today or explore our inventory online at MoellerAcuraofMerrillville.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Another Quintel kickoff upcoming from Gonzalez. He booms it away. It's going to be a short one, bouncing at the 10 and picked up by Harvin. He cuts it outside, now cuts it middle. Up to the 20 is where he'll be stopped by the kickoff unit for the Pirates. 14-0 the lead, courtesy of a 46-yard touchdown run last drive from sophomore running back Cameron Jordan.
I mean, that was good coverage there from Merrillville, but as we mentioned with Jordan, he's just, again, playing well beyond his years. I mean, the Merrillville running back pipeline to the next level. I mean, we see like Justin Marshall, who's doing stuff at Colorado State. He's a recent product. Trey Stevens, he was the most recent running back, and I'm sure I'm missing plenty others. I can only go back to how much I've been in this industry, but J.Q. Johnson as well, the next guy up, and then Cameron Jordan. I mean, only a sophomore. These are two guys that will be back next year, and it's going to be a real problem for opposing defenses.
Michigan City now. Trinidad Hart gets a stop. He's going to lob one deep down the sidelines, and it's incomplete. You know, that's maybe the third time that they've tried to surprise Merrillville with a deep shot down the sidelines, but every single time these Merrillville DBs have been, I mean, step for step with these Michigan City receivers. The only guy really that's been having success in the receiving game is Logan Morian, and it's just kind of he's sitting in the slot and he's found a weak spot in the zone twice, but these receivers like Kyron Hart haven't called his name much. Zaire McKinney had the one big gadget play earlier, but these Merrillville DBs, give them a lot of credit. 2nd and 10 for the 21. Hart jumps to get the snap, hands it off to Gee, and he's going to get about 5 or 4 up to the 25-yard line. So a nice second down run will get to third and manageable here.
And I think if you want to throw the football, you got to do that a little more. You got to run the football. Amari Eller got in there and made a pretty big stop, but that was after Gee had 4 yards on the ground. But if you want to try and throw the football, things get a little bit more easy if the DBs are maybe respecting your run game a little bit more, the linebackers as well, and those play-action fakes that we're seeing from Michigan City work a little bit more to your advantage.
3rd and 6, 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Now a second one moves over in motion. Hart rolls far side. He's still rolling, flips it out late, and it's incomplete into the sidelines. And I'll tell you, Trinidad Hart is running for his life back there. This Merrillville defensive front is all over him. They're going to force another 3 and out.
And we see it seems to be kind of the same trend. We see him running around a lot, but there's kind of one number I've seen that's been back there, and that's 99. Big Adam Camphor really impressing me today. My first time I've really gotten a chance to really watch him, and I've seen that, obviously a next level talent, committed to Southeast Missouri State, and all all-area selection for us. Well, I think it was an all-state. But it's to see him in person and see what he does at this stature. Southeast Missouri State, they got a good one coming up.
Warren Brown back to return this punt again for Merrillville. He took a lick of a hit his last time out, and it looks like we got some whistles and maybe a timeout was called. I don't see any signals from an official at the moment. It's going to be delay a game on Michigan City, so they're going to be pushed 5 yards back for this punt.
Don't need that. Don't need to make maybe already a relatively bad situation even a little bit worse. This punt's crucial here. Hopefully keep Merrillville kind of in negative territory.
Whoa, this is a bad punt. It's circling and lands at the 50. It's muffed, I believe. It hit. So that ball actually hit the ankle of
number 22 of Merrillville.
Hit the Antoine Jenkins, the gunner or one of the blockers for Merrillville. That ball hit him in the ankle, but Warren Brown, with some great awareness at his sideline, was screaming at him, "Get on the ball, get on the ball." He did jump on top of it, and the short punt for Michigan City will have Merrillville with some decent field position at their own 44. 3:58 to go in the half before we'll get to the Hose Connections halftime report connecting the first and second half of tonight's game. They're proven under pressure, but this could be a big stand for Michigan City. If this league gets to 3 scores before half, it would not look very great for Michigan City. 14-0 the lead for Merrillville. 1st and 10 from their own 44. They got one receiver to the far side. They're showing run again, and they will hand it to J.Q. Johnson. And he's going to be stuffed for no gain. Adrian Holly in there on the stop, the Kansas commit. Haven't called his name much tonight. Merrillville, they've been avoiding him on these run plays at all costs.
Yeah, again, he's a game wrecker, but you want to try and keep away from him and try and make some other guys make a play. Of course, he's a guy you're going to circle, especially in those offensive film rooms, but Michigan City's still done a pretty good job against the run. Obviously, a couple big plays and a short field to set up Merrillville's first score, but they've done a respectable job so far, but they want to leave this half right where they're at or potentially in a better spot than where they are now.
One receiver to each side. Merrillville's going to run it again. Johnson breaks off a tackle at the 50, breaks off another one, powers forward. He's still running tough all the way to the 41. 15 yards on that carry. It's another Four Seasons mechanical first down for this Merrillville running game.
And, I mean, I think this might be a hot take. I don't think it is, but as a former defensive player myself, I mean, I would rather tackle a lengthy running back than somebody of J.Q. Johnson's stature. You have to really get low to the ground. He's still a very strong runner, and he might go down a little bit more easy, but it's maybe a smaller target, and you can't get away with arm tackling with him still.
Sanders gets the snap, hands it off. This time, Michigan City's in the backfield. And this is a strong Michigan City defensive line and a strong Merrillville offensive line. We haven't seen many 3-yard carry, 2-yard carry. It's either Michigan City's in the backfield for a loss or J.Q. Johnson and Cameron Jordan are breaking it off for 10, 15 yards.
Yeah, you got to have all 11 hats on the ball, at least a couple guys, because, again, if one guy makes a mistake, and that's kind of all it takes with this Merrillville rushing game, they'll make you pay.
This time it's going to be a pass. Sanders under duress, being chased back, and he's taken down for the sack. Coming in was the linebacker, Ethan Buskirk, and that's a huge play for this Michigan City defense. 2 minutes to go. They've forced Merrillville into a third and very long. It's going to be 3rd and 20. And now I think if you get a stop here, you call timeout, give your offense one final drive potentially before the half.
Wouldn't hurt. Buskirk, I mentioned this is a senior-led defensive unit, but Buskirk's one of those strong juniors, outside linebacker, 41 tackles coming into this game. 3 sacks on the year. He now makes that 4.
4 receivers in the game for the Pirates, 2 on each side. They're going to go with a delayed handoff again. Bouncing up the middle is Cameron Jordan, but he's only going to get 10. That play, they ran that same play earlier in the game when they had a 3rd and 22. They got it that time. This time, Michigan City ready for it. Minute 15 on the clock. It's rolling here on 4th and 10. Merrillville might go for this. No, they won't. Sanders shakes his head, and the punting unit will come out. Michigan City has 1 timeout left. It doesn't look like they're going to use it. I thought this could be a spot where they would. They might be content just to take this game into half or just use that timeout with whatever seconds they have with the ball.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of an interesting philosophy. Again, you get the ball. So we see we got a whistle now. This might be a timeout for Merrillville, which I like. Again, burning that clock as much as you can. Obviously, burn a timeout. You can't take them home with you.
They brought it down to 44 seconds. The punt will be away next after this short break. You're listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Michigan City is about to get the ball back with 44 seconds. The Merrillville punting unit is on. The kick is away. It's a booming kick. It's going to be caught in the end zone for a touchback by Marquez Dabney. I thought he was going to try to take that out for a second. If he muffed that in the end zone, that could be risky. But 38 seconds to go for the Wolves. They have one timeout at their disposal. You know, they haven't gotten anything going on offense, but they're going to have a few plays to potentially get some momentum before halftime.
Yeah, it's you're going to need it going into halftime, any type of momentum. And, again, they got their one timeout. We were kind of talking off the air of why they didn't use it. But obviously they might want to try and take a shot here. They got the solid receivers to do so. They missed a couple throws down the field. They know they can get some chunk plays. But now we're just going to have to wait and see. But they got a timeout in their back pocket. What are they going to do with it?
They got 4 receivers. 3 are near the line. 1 is far out to the near side. They do have Gee in the game as a running back. Here's a snap. It's a screen. Nowhere really to go. 5 yards on the catch for Mikael Laurent. 28 seconds. They still have the timeout at their disposal. Doesn't look like they're going to use it. They seem pretty content to just run this to the half.
I think so. Hart kind of just took a look there at quarterback. Greg Hughes is fantastic at timing up. They sent him twice right now on cornerback blitzes, and that time it was to his advantage, the screen to his side, but he put a big hit on Triniston Hart.
I was about to say that Greg Hughes, the nickel DB, came in free. 3 seconds. One last play in the half. It's a run to Gee. It's a strong carry of about 15 yards up to the 40, but the clock reads zeros, and that will be halftime. We have played 24 minutes. Michigan City down 2 touchdowns to the Merrillville Pirates, 14-0 the lead. We're going to step aside for a moment. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate, to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Halftime here from Merrillville, Indiana. The Pirates, the hometown squad, lead the Michigan City Wolves 14-0. And it's time for our Hose Connections halftime report, brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsincorporated.com. They're proud to connect the first and second half here of our broadcast. Quincy Bell alongside with me. Mike Dewan on color, Clint Klaus managing the computer on production, doing a great job as always. Mike, we have some scores to get to from other games throughout the region. It's your hometown scoreboard update brought to you by Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. The other two games being broadcasted live on the network. Two defensive wars of attrition. Valparaiso leads Chesterton 6-0 at halftime in that one, and Andrean and Hobart, we've yet to see a score in that game, still 0-0.
Couple rock fights so far on the Region Sports Network. It's hard to believe this is the highest scoring game we got right now, but if you ever want to jump around some games, some big games, of course, on the Region Sports Network, we got it here. Of course, you could take a trip to the Brickyard, see what we're doing over there. That's a great one over there in the NCC, as well as at Valparaiso Field. And, of course, feel free to come back to us. Listen to Quincy and I, and we got a good one here as well, but a lot of great games around the region, like you said.
Currently, the Lowell Red Devils are all over Highland. In quarter number 2, they lead that one 28-0.
The new look Inferno over there. They're actually playing that one at Highland over there, I believe. But Lowell, obviously, that's a game where, again, the NCC, a couple teams that are just trying to, build the culture back up. You kind of said that on the intro show. They're two teams that are in kind of the similar spots, I'd like to say, and they're trying to get, build some stuff for the culture.
We could have an upset brewing in a top 10 matchup in the polls. Griffith, currently 4-0. They've had a great start to the year. They trail River Forest 12-7 on the road. That's an interesting one. I know both those teams have had a very good start to their year. Griffith, they've been blowing out teams and taking all prisoners. Struggling a little bit with River Forest.
That was kind of one of the concerns. As great as Griffith has been, that was kind of one of our main concerns with Griffith is are they battle tested yet? And they played a good Hammond Central team, but River Forest, I'd like to say, coming into this game is their top matchup so far this season. Obviously, what we're seeing so far, River Forest putting up points on Griffith, although it's not much. Griffith, that defense has been very, very stout. That's definitely an upset brewing over there at River Forest.
We've had our first score of the game in Hobart. The Brickies now lead Andrean 7-0 in quarter number 2.
I believe that was right before half, too, right? That first half was kind of winding down.
Yeah, there was 2 minutes left in the half when I checked the score. Currently, from St. John, the Lake Central Indians lead the LaPorte Slicers 10-6 at the half. That game, Duneland matchup. LaPorte looking for their first conference win.
Got plenty of more games here. I got to give a big shout-out to our guy Skibbs back there at the studio doing his stuff, running the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard, which, again, you can find on our social media platforms. Hammond Central, they're playing their first home game of the season. They're up 20-10 against the Culver Academy Eagles. And my Munster Mustangs, I believe, are up now 19-0 against East Chicago Central. I got word from that. It's their homecoming over there. Big game for the Mustangs. Obviously, we mentioned the GSSC game. But a couple others. Looks like we got Crown Point there as well.
Two more updates for you. Crown Point currently all over Portage. It was 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. And Gary Westside putting a beating down on Whiting, 35-6.
Westside,
early in that one.
That's a team that's looking to kind of get back on track after their tough loss last week to River Forest, a team that's playing very well now. I saw another score come in, Hanover Central up 7-0 against Kankakee Valley. Hanover Central, of course, very dominant in the NCC. KV looking to also bounce back. A good start for them in the season, and things have not been going their way as of late. Looking to bounce back.
That's been your Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com. Mike, we've had a pretty good one here. Day has now turned into night. Here in Merrillville, Indiana, nothing but dark skies, Friday night lights, and some cars going north and south on I-65 is all we can see. But it's been a good game so far, 14-0 the lead for Merrillville. They had a big 46-yard run from their sophomore running back, Cameron Jordan, and then the first touchdown of the game came off a Michigan City muffed punt. A little bit of tough luck there, but on the defensive side, Merrillville, they're living in the backfield. They've been stuffing almost all these runs for Michigan City, and when they've tried to take a shot deep down the sideline, these fly routes, go routes, no separation. This Merrillville defense, it's clear they came to play.
Yeah, coming in this game, of course, we mentioned that the play of both defenses, and Merrillville's defense is making some more plays now. City's offense, although we mentioned they might be a little bit more proven on that side of the ball in comparison to Merrillville's offense, it's not shaping up to be that way. Merrillville's defense, led by Adam Camphor, who's just playing a fantastic game at kind of the nose/defensive tackle positions. He's got a residency in that backfield so far. He's making his presence known. He's a game wrecker, and there's a lot of other guys on that Merrillville Pirate defense. The defensive backfield specifically is not allowing much action over there for those talented Michigan City wide receivers. I mean, Merrillville, they run a lot of man coverage. They want to press you at the line. They want to make you uncomfortable, and they want to make you make a play. And right now, City, they're trying to find a couple so far. That first drive was pretty promising, but again, a couple penalties here and there sets them back. Again, you need everything kind of to go right if you're Michigan City. Although the score is 14-0, it may feel like a game where you gotta put up a bunch more points, and you might be down. It feels like you might be down even more than what the scoreboard says.
So Michigan City will have to trot out their defense to start this second half. Merrillville won the toss and deferred. So obviously, first things first for Michigan City is going to have to be a stop. And their defense has played well. They've given up really only the one big play. My key for the second half for Michigan City, I think they need to find sort of a balance with this passing game. You're not going to come back in this game strictly off of just runs. It seems like a lot I've only really seen three types of plays from them. Gadget reverses from their receivers, pounding the rock with their running back Gee, and then just deep passes down the sidelines that Merrillville snuffed out every single time. I would say you got a young quarterback in Tristan Hart. His first year starting. It's only his fifth ever game as a starter. Get some short passes and get the ball out of his hands quicker. It seems like every play is not even necessarily his fault, but he's getting pressure. He's had to hold on to it and run for his life. I would say some quick slants or some outs. I would say try to get some quick short passes to maybe get the ball moving a little bit.
Yeah, and who knows? We might see some tempo a little bit maybe from this Michigan City team that may want to try and wear out the Merrillville defensive front that has had so much success. Now, again, I still like running the football a little bit here and there. Gee had some pretty strong runs, specifically up the middle, some quick hitters. But you got to mix in, again, maybe some RPOs. Again, I'm not sure if I'm much of a fan of the jet passes right now, again, especially how Merrillville has really stuffed that out so far. Again, the jet passes, again, those are short completions technically, but
they're basically running plays.
Right,
I know you technically are throwing the ball forward like a foot, but I don't know. They had one of them. First drive of the game, Zaire McKinney got her on the edge for like a 30-yard run. Other than that, they've been snuffed out. They had one where they had about an 11-yard loss. I'd say your net gain on those plays is maybe 15 yards, if that. Yeah. So I think they got to incorporate some shorter, quicker passes and kind of get away from these longer developing plays.
And they first got to get the ball back, and I think for Merrillville, starting this second half with the football up 14-0, seeing with what they could do specifically in the run game, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and milk this clock and try and outman that Michigan City defense that is still playing some pretty good football through a half of play. But if you could try and tire them out, maybe kill a couple minutes off the clock, make things even harder for that Michigan City offense that's trying to put some points up on the board.
I mean, the Michigan City defense, I mean, if I'm a coach, I have no complaints. You know, they gave up the big play, but that's really only 7 points that are against them. I mean, the other touchdown, it came off the muff punt, a little bit of tough luck there, but they really it's only been the one play from Cameron Jordan, that 46-yard touchdown run. I think that's definitely a play you might see on the IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays, and also could be a candidate of our Pride Union home play of the game.
Yeah, we got 3 awards to hand out. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but again, 2 top 10 teams here as well. Our home improvement top 10 presented by our friends as well at Enigenberg Exteriors. And you mentioned a couple electrifying plays we'll probably get into later in the broadcast. But yeah, there's still a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. And I mean, it's not out of the cards. If City could put a couple plays together and get things going in the right direction, it's just going to be, again, you got to, goal number 1, get your defense off the field, hopefully a 3 and out, maybe again let them get a first down, whatever that may be, but try and get off the field as quick as possible, because you do not want this Merrillville offense to start pounding the rock, and eventually, again, the clock is not your friend in this case, especially against a team that is built like, Merrillville, that has the defense that could stop you, and they're going to make you, scratch and claw and do whatever you can to put any sort of point up on the board. You have to try and give your offense as many chances as they can.
I think if you're in that Michigan City locker room, you got to be asking your teammates, coaches, who's going to make the big play? Who's going to make that game-changing play to get the Wolves potentially back in this game? We're going to head to a break. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics, wants to reward you for everyday banking. CU1's high-yield checking offers the opportunity to earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No monthly fees and no minimum or opening balance required. Plus, you'll be able to bank anytime and anywhere with 24/7 digital and mobile banking. Start making more of your money with Credit Union One. Open an account at cu1.com/high-yield checking.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
It's glorious.
And now on the road you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We're back with the Hose Connections halftime report, just winding down here. The clock reads 0 on the scoreboard in terms of halftime being over, but these teams are still getting some last-minute warm-ups in. They actually have 3 minutes left.
Give them kind of that grace period to get back out here and get loose. It was a 20-minute halftime, so we saw a great rendition from the Merrillville band. They played a little bit of Iron Man, I'd noticed.
Black Sabbath, I love it.
Yeah, right. I saw actually, I think it was somebody on the color guard, and they were walking around with the Infinity Gauntlet from the Marvel movies. So they obviously, again, they're selling into that whole Iron Man kind of charade they got going on. They're playing, again, a little bit of Black Sabbath. Great show here tonight from Merrillville, but this is they've been running it so far. They're hoping to kind of close the door, but Michigan City, again, from what I said, they got to get their defense off the field.
Big shout out. I believe there was one football player going absolutely crazy on the saxophone. Yeah. I believe, and someone in the chat can fact check me on this, I believe it was Alfredo Velasco, the sophomore offensive lineman for Merrillville. I believe it was him. Could be somebody else. If I don't remember the number, but
love it.
Believe it was him. If I'm wrong, do correct me. But Merrillville will be getting the ball first to start half number 2. And if you're Michigan City, you know, it's got to be a stop and then some progress on offense to get this second half started.
And just try and get momentum back in your favor. But Merrillville, you have to play some clean football here. Don't put yourself behind the sticks. I mean, this drive is very important offensively. And although maybe it won't result in points if it comes down to it, but if you get a couple first downs, then if you shave off 2-3 minutes, I mean, even hopefully even more if you, for Merrillville's sake, off the clock, I take that as a win. If you could pin the Michigan City offense back that, again, has really yet to do anything against this Pirate defense, that's a win for Merrillville. So this is a huge drive here to really kind of sway what the outlook of the rest of this game could be.
We're going to be naming some awards at this game's conclusion, first of which will be the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. They're the true insurance superheroes, proud to recognize the superheroes on the gridiron. We will also name our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. That's sort of the player that did a lot of the dirty work, hard worker. Might not show up on the stat sheet, but we recognize the contributions that they bring to the team. You can earn while you learn with a Boilermakers Local 374 apprenticeship program. And lastly, the proud Union Home Play of the Game. Currently no sponsor, but you can call Chris Ramirez if you'd like to change that. If you see the Your Ad Here banner at the bottom, that is his phone number where you can call him and
219-588-1984. I got this in the back of my head, man. 219-588-1984 in case you do not see that banner. But give a good call to Chris Ramirez. Get your name out here.
A little bit of a fun fact I didn't get to pregame. These two teams have played every year for the last 29 years. Merrillville leads the all-time series against Michigan City 24-5. Michigan City has not beaten Merrillville since 2018.
Interesting. Again, these have been some pretty solid squads from both, since that time. I mean, we looked at last year's game, 17-0 in favor of the Pirates. That game was played at Ames, and the Pirate defense kind of took over in that game. It was 3-0 going into the fourth quarter, and the Pirates, I believe, had 2 defensive touchdowns to spring them out in front. And we kind of are seeing the same thing here, but this Merrillville Pirate offense has done a little bit more heavy lifting.
We're getting ready to start half number 2. Kickoff almost ready. This is a Quintel kickoff. They're sponsoring all kickoffs throughout this 2024 football season. They've been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Michigan City will kick it off from right to left, and from left to right is how the Merrillville offense will be driving down the field to start this second half. Out to kick it for Michigan City is Jonathan Zachnoon, and deep to return for Merrillville is Dermont Bogard. They have 2 guys back there. Cameron Jordan is also back there, the very quick running back. This kick is to the far side. It's short. It'll bounce at the 14, and it's muffed and picked up by Merrillville. And the Wolf kickoff unit got down there pretty quickly. They snuffed that out at the 19-yard line, where the Pirates will set up shop for their first drive of half number 2.
Jordan got the ball there off that quick hop. Good poise to kind of stay with it there, but he's quick, but the City kind of snuffed that one out. I believe that was Carl Tucker there on the tackle, a name we called a little bit here today. Just a hard-hitting safety. That's not an easy position to play, safety. You're kind of a little bit of a linebacker there with a little bit more responsibility. And he's not afraid to lay the wood, as we mentioned.
Jordan Sanders will bring his offense back out. We'll see if they can get a strong drive going and maybe put this game away early. Both running backs are in the game, Cameron Jordan and J.Q. Johnson. 2 receivers are to the far side, 1 is to the near side. Now they motion a guy in towards the line. They ran this package with both running backs multiple times in the half. This time it's a handoff running near side. It's Jordan. Can he get to the outside? No, he cannot. That's another great play by Marquez Dabney. Again, he had that huge hit earlier on that punt. The defensive back for the Wolves has been everywhere. He might be the leading candidate for that blue-collar player of the game. He's been working hard, chasing these running backs down all day.
Potentially. I mean, I'm impressed with the City defense. Michael Crawford as well is in on that stop. He's a guy that flies around. He's size and speed. Again, he's kind of that rover position. You can call him a linebacker. You can call him a safety. He can really do it both.
Jordan in the game at running back. They hand it to him up the middle. Once again, he has nowhere to go. Michigan City crowding that line again. The outside linebacker, Ethan Buskirk. That's the second tackle he's made in this game. And it's quickly 3rd and 10, and this is exactly what you want if you're the Wolves coming out of this half.
Want to get off the field here. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, passing down. But I could see, again, with you got Cam Jordan in the game, who we saw what he did on that draw on the other side of the field. They're looking to spread the receivers out here, as we see, kind of a 3-by-1, and they could run a draw here, try and spread that City defense out. But, again, they could throw it here as well, of course.
Rynell Lewis far up top for Merrillville. They got 2 receivers on each side. Sanders back to throw. He's under duress. He's rolling, pump fakes, throws, sidelines, and it's incomplete. 3 and out for the Michigan City defense. That's a much-needed stop. And then this also is the first time Michigan City will be forcing Merrillville to punt from deep in their own territory since that first punt of the game, which they muffed. So, barring another muff here, this could be maybe the first time Michigan City's even had good field position in this
I bet
game.
that's just what Coach French ordered. Ethan Buskirk had a great set of downs there. He had a big-time pressure there on Sanders to hurry the throw, and, yep, that's just what you want. And they might be backing up maybe a little bit more.
We got some whistles before the snap. It's going to be a flag, and I think you're right, Mike. I believe Merrillville got a little jumpy on that O-line.
Where's the flag? I don't see the flag anywhere.
It
feels like I've done it a couple times.
I don't see a flag, but I did hear someone say flag on the play.
Got one all the way back here, it looks like. And that's why, because it's on Michigan City. I believe they had too many guys maybe on the field. We saw the flag all the way back here. It's at about, I think,
Yeah, they had 2 guys back to return. I guess they probably had 10 guys up front thinking there was only 1 guy back to return, but they do have 2 return men out there, the aforementioned Marquez Dabney and Jamin Harvell.
So Merrillville obviously still to punt, about a 4th and short, but obviously you're backed up. You got the 2-score lead. Get this away.
Punt is a line drive kick, bounces at the 41. It's picked up. And running the other way with it is Anthony Murphy. He's going to be wrapped up by a string of tacklers. Flags are down, and I believe we're going to get a horse collar or a face mask there.
Tackled them up high again. They had that bottled up there, and that's not what you need for Merrillville. You get some pretty good punt coverage there to limit the damage, but then you give them a free 15 yards.
The flag is
tough.
The flag's laying at the 35, so if this is the 15-yarder we expect it to be, it would push the Wolves all the way up to midfield.
Gets them in opposing territory, and that's where you want to be for an offense that's struggling. You don't have to work maybe as hard, less room to work, which is a good thing for an offense that is struggling to put points up on the board. Again, sudden change kind of. I mean, I wouldn't. Of course, we maybe want them to maybe a little bit more balanced attack to try and open up that passing game, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a shot play here.
It was a horse collar tackle, and now Michigan City's going to set up shop across the 50 at the 48. This is really the first time they've had pretty good field position to start the drive. Triniston Hart gets the snap, hands it off to Gee, running far side. He's going to get pushed out of bounds for about maybe 1 or 2 yards. In fact, that was actually the receiver, Harvell. They went with a little bit of a different look there, trying to maybe get some speed around the corner, but these Merrillville DBs push him out of bounds for only 1 yard.
And Harvell has carried the rock a couple times here, again, outside of Hart and Gee. Harvell is their 3rd reading ball carrier, 13 carries, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns as well, so he kind of offers that speed back that City might be leaning on maybe this half around. Obviously, Gee's kind of more of a bowling ball, battering ram back there, while Harvell might be more of a kind of a speedy back.
They fake it to Harvell. Now here's a quick slant over the middle, and it is caught. First down to Mikhail Laurent. And that's what we were talking about at halftime. quick slants over the middle, get the ball out of Trinity Hart's hands in a hurry, and you can methodically march down the field. And 2 minutes into this half, Michigan City, they've gotten the stop, and they're all the way up to the 35.
That is what we call an RPO, a run-pass option. They're in a great ball from Trinity Hart. That slant is not easy to throw. Fake the handoff there to Harvell, and just a great ball from Trinity Hart. Very impressive.
They got Gee back in the game, and they hand it to him. He has room across the 30. He's cutting to the outside. He's got a block at the 20. Runs over him into the 10. He's staying in bounds all the way inside the 5. Flags are flying. He lowered a boom of a shoulder. And there's a Merrillville defender down after that truck stick from Jamorian Gee. I wonder if that's going to be what the flag is. It's actually going to be holding. So the flag came down at the 15-yard line, which is 20 yards from the line of scrimmage. So if that's a 10-yard spot of the foul penalty, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for Michigan City. But Jamorian Gee had a ton of room to go across the side, and there is still a Merrillville
for sure
defender down.
Definitely first and foremost, yeah, we're hoping it was a big hit, and kind of in a play like that where you're just hoping he's okay. I think what's probably best, might step aside here.
We will step aside. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Langel's Pizza. They've been a favorite since 1979, serving Northwestern Indiana from 3 locations at Highland, Schererville, and Crown Point. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more via dine-in or carry-out. Order online at langelspizza.com. Langel's Pizza, the official pizza sponsor of the Region Sports Network. So the penalty brings Michigan City back to the 24, but they're still in business here. Gee gets the handoff. This time he's wrapped up. And once again, living in the backfield for Merrillville. Guess who? It's their big 300-pound defensive lineman, Aiden Camphor.
Adam Camphor, he's just an absolute game wrecker, as we mentioned. First off, before that play, glad to see the Merrillville Pirate get up under his own power. Took kind of a big hit there from Gee, which set them up here. Obviously, a nice run there before that big play from Camphor. Gee, that kind of spread the defense out. Michigan City did. Gee hit up the seam, but obviously the play kind of negated a little bit by that holding call. And then now, obviously, a game record, Adam Camphor, who 1st and 10, now a loss of 4.
They got Harvell, the speed back in there. Trinity Hart looking to throw. Now he steps up the middle looking to run. He's going to get taken down after a carry of about 6 or 7. He's back up across the 24 to maybe the 23. It's going to be 3rd and 10 upcoming for Michigan City. This is most likely, if I had to guess, Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory.
No doubt about it.
When it comes to, this might be a little too far for your kicker, and plus you need a touchdown at any means possible.
I think at this rate, you don't want to make a 2-score game still a 2-score game. You want to try and cut this lead in half, and I think right here on 3rd and long, I think you want to try and cut this in half.
Play action. Hart running for his life, escapes the sack. He's still going to run. He's got the sidelines, cuts back at the 20, dives forward, and he's going to be about a yard and a half short of the first down at the 16-yard line. That was some terrific footwork there to escape the sack. And, Merrillville, they kind of got caught in a little bit of a tough spot. That's sort of that old Madden play where you have a receiver, DB, and the quarterback. And as the DB, you can't go chase the quarterback and leave the receiver open.
Sure.
So you kind of just have to wait until the QB takes off. And Hart got around him, but second tackler got him short. And this is going to be Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory. It's 4th and 3 from the 17-yard line. 2 receivers in the game, 1 on each side.
Looks like an official timeout. Yeah, that play clock was running down, and I don't know if it was kind of as a result of the officials kind of talking some things over. But this is a big play, Quincy. That's a way to put it.
The formation that they had was they had Harvell in the slot, Guy as the main running back, and then 2 receivers, one alone on each side. They had Kyron Hart alone on the far side and Zaire McKinney alone on the near side. Now they're going to huddle up and talk things over. But this is a huge. This could be a game-deciding play. You know, if Michigan City can keep this drive going and potentially get in the end zone, cut it to a 1-score game. If not, Merrillville could just salt more of this clock away. It's that same formation. Guy is in the game. They got Harvell in motion. Coming to the far side. 2 receivers are there. 1 receiver to the near side. It's Zaire McKinney alone on an island against Jalen Ramsey. And the Michigan City coaching staff does not like what they see. They're going to call a timeout and talk things over. We're going to head to a break. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Discover excellence at Moeller Acura of Merrillville. Whether you're seeking the thrill of a new Acura or the reliability of a certified pre-owned, we have the perfect vehicle waiting for you. At Moeller Acura, our knowledgeable team is here to provide you with the first-class experience, from your first test drive to every service appointment. Experience luxury, performance, and unparalleled service at Moeller Acura of Merrillville, where your journey begins. Visit us today or explore our inventory online at MoellerAcuraofMerrillville.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Stratton Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Stratton Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.
Welcome back. 4th and 3 from the 17. Guy in the I formation behind Hart. It's a reverse. They got the first. It's Harvin. Cuts back at the 10. Can he dive into the corner? No, he cannot. He's chased down by Merrillville. That was a terrific play design out of the timeout for the Wolves. Only thing that saved a touchdown was the free safety, John Peters. But, I mean, terrific. They fake the handoff to Guy. They give it to Harvin.
That's a great call.
Harvell around the side, and he almost got the corner into the end zone, and now they got 1st and goal from the 2.
And they are going big on big here. No receivers out wide trying to punch this one, and this ball gets
Snap
away.
is fumbled. Trinison Hart picks it up and gets around the edge for a Michigan City touchdown. Sort of a broken play. He picked up the ball and just kind of ran to the left, and no one was there.
I'll take it. He's shown a lot this drive, Trinison Hart, with that rushing touchdown. You know, when a play breaks like that, obviously, as condensed as everyone is, it might be typical to just kind of throw and try and be the hero, make a play. But right there, I mean, he just got it to the outside, used the speed as he kind of did this drive. And I got to give a big shout out there to the junior.
On for the extra point is Jonathan Zagnoon. Right-footed kick is no good. It got tipped at the line, I believe, by the Pirates. That ball didn't really even come close to the goalpost, so its lead's going to stay at 14-6. We're going to head to a break. 8-point lead for the Pirates. You're listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the,
you all right here, Quincy?
The Region Sports Network. We've had an exciting one. 14-6. Michigan City, they've cut into the lead halfway through this third quarter. They will kick it off to Merrillville. All kickoffs this season sponsored by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repairing, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. It's a squib. It's bobbled by the Pirates. They got two guys that are going to jump on it at the 24 before Michigan City can potentially recover that one.
Oof, I don't miss that feeling, being on kickoff return, and you got to expect the unexpected, especially when you're on a team that you're trying to recover the ball first and foremost. And on turf, on grass you could kind of somewhat predict the bounces, but on turf it is a different ball game. And kudos to Merrillville. Obviously, if that goes City's way, they're definitely in business. But Merrillville now, again, we're going to try and you can't have another 3 and out. Simple as that. You got to get your defense off the field. And the big thing, again, with why Michigan City, I'd like to say, drove down the field. They got the ball back right away in pretty good field position.
Michigan City, they completely stuffed that run game for Merrillville that last drive. Quick 3 and out, no yards even gained. Merrillville's going to go back to the ground game here, and it's going to be,
I think that was
J.Q. Johnson, the primary running back. The 5'8 junior powers forward for about 4. They're going to give him 6 on that carry. It'll be 2nd and 4 upcoming.
Easy to tell which one's J.Q. Johnson. He's got some neon green gloves on tonight. Merrillville playing with a little bit of tempo. Now checking the wristbands here.
2 receivers are to the near side. It'll be another run. This time Johnson is going to be tripped up for about a yard or 2. So now it's going to be another 3rd down upcoming for the City defense. And another stop could be huge. 3rd and 2.
Maybe 3rd and 1 now. They just moved it.
Yeah,
a little bit slightly. But City, you got to watch the ball first and foremost. You don't want to give them a free first down. Now, obviously, this is a tough position to be in with how Merrillville is kind of running the football, even on short yardage to gain. But you can't give them any free yards regardless.
Michigan City, they're going to try to maybe stack the box and get in that backfield before the blocks can set. 3rd and 2 officially from the 33. We got whistles, and Merrillville is going to call a timeout and talk things over. We're going to step aside. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back. 3rd and 2 from the 32-yard line for Merrillville. And Michigan City trying to force a second 3 and out to start this second half and get the ball back to their squad, who's only down a score now. 1 receiver in the game for Merrillville. It's going to be Rynell Lewis on an island to the near side. They are stacking the line with offensive linemen. Here's the run up the middle. It's a 1st down. Easily through the middle is J.Q. Johnson, and that's big for this Merrillville team to keep this ball going, keep that clock moving, and keep the ball away from Michigan City. And now, even if they did have to punt, it'd be from midfield, and they'd give some poor field position. Quickly, they come to the line. It's another run to Johnson, and this time it's snuffed out. Living in the backfield was
number 12, Ethan Buskirk. Really,
man, we've called his name a lot.
Talented junior, again, a senior-led defensive unit. They say he got back to the line there. I'm not sure about that, but nonetheless, Buskirk, they snuffed that one out. Merrillville, who's using a bit more tempo than maybe I'd like them to with the lead. I'll try to get a quick snap there, but City snuffed that one out.
Both the running backs are in. They're going to give it to Johnson up the middle, breaks off a tackle, and then he's hammered. The ball is loose. It's a big scrum for it. Who's on top of it? The Wolves sideline says they have it. Who's going to come up with the ball? Michigan City says they have it.
And they do.
Michigan City comes up with a massive takeaway at midfield.
Marquez Dabney, a name we called already for a big hit.
Marquez Dabney has been out there laying the boom He recovered the fumble. I believe that was the Mike linebacker, Isaiah Gibson, with the huge hit on the running back. Johnson, eyes to thighs, hammered him right where the ball was, and it came out.
And again, he's usually a sure ball carrier. It takes quite the hit there. And City, again, a game that comes down to turnovers, what defense is going to make more plays. And right now, again, Merrillville had a great play on that counter. I presume a good potential first down. And again, I believe that was Dabney coming in there with the hit.
The Wolves are spread out wide. They hand it to Harvell. The speed back up the middle. He's going to have a strong carry of about 6. And that's another thing. We're like, oh, what's Michigan City going to change? Harvell in there at running back. We didn't see him get any carries in that first half. He's now had 3, the one on the reverse and 2 other ones. It's just giving this Merrillville defense a little bit of a different look, and then once they get some space, they can rotate Guy in there, the more powerful running back. He had the big carry earlier on that last drive.
Love the change of pace. Again, you give it to your sophomore athlete who you could just put just about anywhere, but Guy's also a battering ram, a captain for this team. They trust him a lot as well.
Harvell on the carry again on 2nd and 5. He powers forward for about 2 or 3. So it's going to be another 3rd and short upcoming for Michigan City. And now they're going to get Harvell on the sidelines, and I think they're going to get Jamorian Guy, the more powerful back, out there for 3rd down.
Nonetheless, a very impressive start to the second half for Michigan City. Again, getting off the field, that first drive from Merrillville that had all the momentum, come back down the field, score, force a turnover then, and now here we are. Got to give kudos to Cody French. This is just what he ordered.
4 receivers, 2 on each side. Now they send the guy in motion. Hart, quick pass, curl route, and caught for the first down. Kyron Hart makes the strong catch up against Ramsey. The strong defensive back for Merrillville. We've called his name a lot, but first down, and that's what we've been talking about at halftime. The quick passes. Get the ball out of Tristan Hart's hands quickly. March the ball down the field. They're now up to the 37.
And those quick hitches, those quick hitters, it's an extension of the run game. So that could open up potentially a deep shot here for Hart.
3 receivers bunched up to the far side. They hand it to Guy, running near side. He's going to be tripped up at the 36. He got maybe a yard on that carry.
Again, looking at that 3rd down conversion, Kyron Hart, that's a big target out there, 6'2". Again, only a sophomore, played a lot as a freshman in the Duneland. That is not easy to say, especially at the wide receiver position. That requires a lot of physical and even mental traits. But he's a true star for this squad, as well as many big weapons that are super, super young for the City squad.
Jamorian Guy subs out. It's Harvell back in the game for Michigan City. They're taking a page out of Merrillville's book. Let's rotate 2 running backs. Trinison Hart gets a snap, looks to throw, bombs one deep down the sidelines. It's incomplete. Some pushing and shoving on the outside. No flag. I thought maybe they would hit Merrillville with some pass interference there, but I think they're going to say that ball was uncatchable.
Again, Merrillville, they're just playing straight up man. They don't play that far off the line of scrimmage. They want to make you feel uncomfortable, and these DBs have been fantastic for the Pirates. Again, right here at the near side of that play right there was Jalen Ramsey. Again, fitting enough as a pretty solid corner over there for the Pirates. And it does not end with him. Greg Hughes has been a guy in there rotating in and out. He's kind of more of, and he's going to make some plays even in the backfield we've saw so far. And number 16 over there, Michael Williams as well, is doing a great job.
They got 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Hart rolls out, comes back, looking for a screen. Now he's under duress and he's taken down for a sack. Coming in to make the play, Trenton Nixon.
The future Husky.
Northern Illinois commit. Comes in, and Michigan City's going to be forced to punt. That's a huge stand from Merrillville. Coming off the turnover on the fumble. Michigan City with all the momentum. That's a big 3-and-out stand.
Bend but not break. You got to play complementary football, and hey, if one unit maybe does its job, like the offense of Merrillville this previous drive, the defense steps up. And again, that's what separates the cream of the crop. I mean, that's what makes these teams, again, stand out. It's Merrillville specifically. They could run the football. They could also defend. They could set up short fields like they did tonight, and they're doing it again in a game like this where they desperately needed a stop.
We got whistles before the snap, and it's going to be another delay a game on a Michigan City punt. That's the second time we've seen this special teams unit take too long. So now they're going to be punting from the 49.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot to figure out, but in this case where you're kind of trying to give yourself some room as a punter, this isn't the worst thing in the world for City. Give them more room to work and hopefully to pin it inside the 20.
The slot receiver Logan Morian also does the punting for this Wolves squad. He gets it away. It's a high sideways kick. It's going to be fair caught at the 8-yard line. That was a pretty terrific punt. Now we got some flags on the field, and it was to the near side, sort of away from the play. I didn't really see what happened there.
So I believe, again, when you talk about a gunner, going down the field, I believe that was kind of an entanglement between Michigan City's number 13 there. I believe that was Jalen Merriweather and Merrillville's number 9, Jaden Mason. That's going to be a penalty on Michigan City. I believe, again, a helmet came off of Merrillville's and kind of just two guys tussling at it. Again, the gunner position where a guy's lined up in front of you, it gets a little heated. You got a job, but both sides have a job to win that matchup, and sometimes emotions kind of override that. In this case, Michigan City's gets flagged for it. And again, a punt that pins them inside the 10. Now we add 15 on top of that. This is a Merrillville offense that they just want to get a couple first downs and run the clock. And if they were to punt the football, now they have more room to do so and pin you back further. A tough penalty there. And again, what we just saw from the Merrillville defense, you got to bend but don't break if you're the City defense.
Yeah, that's a tough break. That ball was fair caught at the 8. Now they're getting the ball at the 24. So that could be a pretty costly penalty for Michigan City, but their defense has showed up in a big way these first two drives. They forced a fumble and a 3-and-out. They're going to need something similar on this drive. Sanders gets the snap, hands it off. Bouncing to the outside, breaking off of tackles is Cameron Jordan, this strong sophomore running back for the Pirates. Very strong carry of 9 to start this drive. He's up to the 34.
I mean, they have a committee back there in the backfield. He's fun to watch. He's really impressed me, too. I've seen J.Q. Johnson before. I was here at the Hobart game last year where it was really kind of his coming out moment right there, playing at Hobart last year and had a fantastic day on the ground. But Cameron Jordan, I've only seen good things about him, but being here in person, he's shifty. Again, he offers some great size, too. And, again, only a sophomore. They got a good one over here in Merrillville.
36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Another run up the middle and another first down. Cameron Jordan breaks free all the way to the 50. We've called his name all day long. The sophomore making his presence known in DAC play. 28 seconds, the clock is moving. Ball is placed perfectly at midfield, right on the nose of that Pirate logo.
Another 4 seasons first down. They're your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialist there. Cam Jordan is going to close out this quarter. A big first down there for Merrillville. And, again, a penalty flag like that to kind of give them better field position. And a couple first downs, Merrillville's in business.
Put your 4s up, folks. We're going to be headed to the fourth quarter. After this short break, you've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. Merrillville with the ball going from right to left to start this fourth quarter. They run it outside and immediately wrapped up at the line is Cameron Jordan.
That was one of the few times I could remember that Merrillville ran the football towards Holly's way, and as maybe expected, but Holly kind of stuffed them at the line there, as well as a couple other in that pack of Wolves.
2nd and 9. They're going to give him a yard on that last carry. And Michigan City, they got the touchdown back in that last quarter. That was a terrific quarter from them, but they're going to need a little bit more. This defensive war of attrition might need one more stand from them. It's another run to Jordan, and this time he is wrapped up. Terrific stand there from Michigan City. Coming in on the play was Julius Hurd.
We heard that, a name we haven't called much tonight, but coming in big time, big number 44 there for City, and just like that, now at 3rd and decently long here beyond where you want to be for Merrillville. And we could see just about anything here. Draw plays worked okay, but I think you want to still keep the clock running in this one-score game.
3rd and 11. 4 receivers in the game for Merrillville. 3 are out to the far side. Sanders back to throw. He's under duress. He's just going to throw it off the back of a lineman. The ball's loose. Michigan City has it. Are they going to rule this a fumble or an incomplete pass? They're going to call it a fumble. I don't know about that. That looked like a pass attempt. If you want to call grounding, I understand that. But, okay, so to set the scene, Sanders is getting harassed by 2 Michigan City defenders that came in unblocked, and he just sort of threw the ball forward. I mean, that looked like a pass attempt, but they're just going to call it a fumble, and Michigan City has great field position at the 36.
See, I don't know if he pump faked or what there. I mean, he obviously tried to throw the football. It looked like he still had it in his hands, and then it kind of got knocked out. It almost looked like he didn't know if he threw the football or not. It was a very interesting play, but City, that harasses them. Adrian Holly, like you said, in the backfield. And just like that, plus territory now for the City offense.
Harvell gets the handoff. He's loose up the seam, across the 20. He breaks up a tackle. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolves. And they're a 2-point conversion away from tying it.
I mean, just like that, you make a couple plays on defense. You got to do something on offense as well. And Michigan City, they have done just that here in the second half. We saw that in the first half from Merrillville, what they did. But after forcing a fumble by a fantastic Michigan City pass rush,
we got flags all over the place. Could be an excessive celebration maybe on Michigan City. And it's going to be a sideline warning, so that's going to back up this 2-point conversion attempt.
Now, is it – now, real quick
now,
before –
it
could be the first warning, but, you can't back yourself up right here. Again, emotions are high. Obviously, this is quite the comeback. Again, a 14-0 comeback from City, but you have to convert here first, guys. You have to keep level-headed. And first of all, convert on this play.
Well, I'll tell you, after that phantom fumble, they ran the offense on the field lightning fast before Merrillville could even question what happened. And immediately they give it to their quick receiver and running back, Jameen Harvell, and he just motored forward without any resistance. All right, so here's the 2-point conversion. Triniston Hart giving commands to his lineman. He's going to be under center. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to throw. He's rolling out, flips it backhanded in the back. It's incomplete. Logan Morian laid out for it. It just squeaked out of his hands. But Michigan City has now got it within 2 points. It's 14-12. We're going to step aside. You've been listening to a great one on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Welcome back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. And we've suddenly found ourselves in a nail-biter, 14-12. Michigan City trailing Merrillville, but they've gotten 2 quick touchdowns here in this second half. Coming off a crazy sequence. We'll talk about it after this Quintel kickoff. It's going to be a short little pooch kick caught by Merrillville. And they're going to get up to the 35. I don't know if I really agree with that short little kick, but here's essentially what happened. On defense for Michigan City, Merrillville tried to run a screen, and Michigan City snuffed it out, and the quarterback, Jordan Sanders, it looked like, from my vantage point, I thought he was going to spike it into the ground.
Yeah.
But the ball came on, 2 Michigan City defenders just jumped on it, and they ruled it a fumble. And then in a matter of 10 seconds, Michigan City runs the offense on the field, and Yamin Harvell breaks off a 30-yard touchdown run before Merrillville could even question the play. They didn't get the 2-point conversion to tie, but that's essentially how we've gotten where we're at if you've just joined us. Merrillville with the ball. It's a handoff up the middle.
Looks like to be Johnson.
Johnson with the carry. He's going nowhere, and give a lot of credit to this Michigan City defense. They've allowed absolutely nothing in this second half. They forced 2 turnovers, only allowed 1 first down.
Yeah, they've been impressive. But going back to that fumble again, the screen that was kind of snuffed out, Adrian Holly I saw in the backfield as well as a couple others. It kind of looked like I thought he pump faked and kind of the ball just kind of squeaked away. And again, there was a lot of moving parts. Obviously, City kind of ran back out on the field. And kind of just signaled it right away. Call on the field was a fumble. Moved to it, and then obviously that rode that momentum to a touchdown.
2nd and 9, another carry up the middle. This one a little bit stronger from J.Q. Johnson. It's going to be a gain of about 5, and another pivotal 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and about 4 upcoming, and Merrillville, they haven't even really tried to throw the ball in this half. It's just been run. And Michigan City, they've been stacking the box and snuffing out pretty much every run play.
And the City faithful, who turned out pretty well tonight, making the long drive from Michigan City, is on their feet. A big 3rd and 6 here.
5 wide, 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Jordan Sanders has to make a play. He's back to throw, fires a slant, and it is caught for a huge first down. Over the middle, Rynell Lewis, the 6'4", 180-pound junior. We haven't called his name much today, but that's a big catch to keep the chains moving for the Pirates.
And on 3rd and long, if you're like a player like Adrian Holly, a defensive end, that you're licking your chops. But I got to give a big shout-out to Quitman Ireland, who's kind of got the matchup over there at the left tackle. He was matched up there with Holly, and he held his own.
He picked up a big block.
Big block.
Sanders had some time to throw there.
And yeah, you got to give a big shout-out to this offensive line. They need more than ever right now. Obviously, this is going to be a heavy running attack, but on those 3rd and mid-yard, 3rd and manageable, you may need to throw the football, and that's a big pickup there for Sanders and this Pirate offense.
The ball's at midfield. Sanders in the gun, hands it off. This time, he's in the backfield. A swarm of Michigan City tacklers are back there. Coming in to make the stop is Miles Walker. Coming in to make the play. 2nd and 11 now. 8 minutes to go in the game.
Couple of Wolves back there. Julius Hurd as well, who's really kind of stepped up. Not a name who we thought we'd call much of tonight.
The nose tackle has been
big, number 44.
He's been making his presence known. Merrillville stacking the line again. Will they go with another run? And I believe we got some whistles, and I think a timeout.
Not an official one. It might be an official timeout, not an official timeout, meaning by a team.
I think Merrillville's trying to get a sub off the field, and all right, so Merrillville's bringing some fresh bodies.
Looks like they sent the H-back off for maybe equipment or something. Number 23,
yeah,
Davian Turner came off the field.
I think you're right. Equipment might be the thing. So Dermont Bogard comes in the game as a wideout, and we got movement up front. Flags are down. I believe this one might be against Michigan City.
I believe we were just talking about
it will be encroachment.
We were talking about big number 44, Julius Hurd, who's came in here and been kind of a spark plug for the City defense, and obviously he's chomping at the bit to make another play right in front of the football, and sometimes a hard count there. Nice job by Merrillville offense. It's been a cleaner game from them, I'd like to say. A cleaner half, I should say, and not too many penalties. Just got to convert. And obviously at 2nd and 11, now becomes a 2nd and 6 for hoping to split this in half and keep winding this clock down because it's already about 7.5 minutes to go.
Jordan Sanders on 2nd and 6, hands it off. Once again, there's a swarm of Wolves, a whole pack of them in the backfield. I think the first guy that got in there on that play was, man.
I think it got to be Michael Crawford. I mean, he flies all around the field. I mean, this City defense, this backfield especially. We've been talking about kind of Julius Hurd, Adrian Holly, a couple other guys on that defensive front, but these defensive guys in the backfield, I mean, they lay the lumber.
I mean, they're bringing 5-6 hats to the ball every single play. 3rd and 8 now, and it's almost like they're like, all right, Merrillville, try to run the ball. We're stacking the box, and they've been getting through. They got some receivers in the game now. 4 wide, 3 to the near side. Sanders back to throw. Pocket collapsing. He rolls out, throws off his back foot. Deep down the sidelines, and it's incomplete. Terrific coverage down there by the defensive back, Damon Thomas. One-on-one against Rynell Lewis. And Michigan City comes up with the stand. The Merrillville punting unit will be on. 6:30 to go.
It was a good effort by Sanders to try and evade the pressure, and obviously City tried to, pin their ears back and try to get back there to the quarterback, but this City defense has been fantastic, specifically in the second half. A Merrillville offense that, although they had some short fields, they made the most of it. Now City's looking to take the lead here tonight.
Darian Wiggins gets the punt away, bounces at the 20, and it will roll out of bounds at the 17-yard line. We're going to head to a quick 30-second break. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple.
Welcome back. Michigan City with the ball. It's a run. Harvell, he's breaking to the outside at the 15. Lowers the shoulder, gets out of bounds near the 20. Tough running for about 6.
I mean, these sophomores specifically are absolutely fantastic. These playmakers for Michigan City, they have a super, super bright future. And Jemin Harvell, who's not your traditional running back. He's not the starter. I mean, it's Guy, who's a captain, who's an absolute battering ram. But Harvell, I mean, he's 5'9", 165, and he lowered the shoulder there. He's got the speed, as we saw on that touchdown not too long ago. But, I mean, this offense has a super bright future. And guys that are just learning every single Friday night.
3 receivers to the far side. It's Harvell who will run far side. He runs into a wall, powers forward for maybe a little bit, back to the line. I think they're going to give him about 1 yard there. And it's going to be a 3rd and short situation, 3rd and 2 or 3.
And I mean,
they're going to get Guy, the power
smart
running back in the game.
And I mean, 3rd and not too long. Again, I know your defense has been playing well, but you have 2 timeouts. I wonder if this is you maybe try and run 2 plays here. We'll see. I mean, you could take a shot here.
Could be Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory.
Although, again, they're on their own 20-yard line.
We'll have to see. They got 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Guy is the running back. It's going to be a screen, and it's completely snuffed out by Merrillville. They're all over it. Big play by the nickel DB, Greg Hughes. He could have picked that off and gone the other way. He completely snuffed out that screen from a mile away, and Merrillville, their defense off the field in a hurry.
They're just making the plays right there. I mean, that could have been very, very unfortunate for the City offense, who's been clicking quite a bit. But we said kind of off the air, this would be the first time City would have to drive the length of the field to try and score a touchdown. Both their touchdown drives have been the starting position as plus territory. But the Merrillville defense got to give kudos to Greg Hughes, especially, who's had a fantastic game.
Logan Morian gets the high punt away for Michigan City. Bounces at midfield and rolls back. The Wolves are going to down it at only the 46.
And that, again, this plus territory things.
Now, if you're Merrillville, you can try to maybe salt the field position battle and kind of keep it on your half of the field. You don't even necessarily have to score. Just, keep the clock moving and the ball on this half of the field in a sort of defensive slugfest. Field position has been playing a huge role in this game. I mean, you said it. Both of Michigan City's drives, they started at midfield and the 30 off the turnover.
And, I mean, you hit it right on the nail. For Merrillville, I don't think, of course, you want to score every time you touch the football, but right now, 5:21 to go in the fourth, you're in plus territory. I think, try and run a couple plays, milk this clock under 3 minutes, and more importantly, if it comes down to it, pin City back to try and drive once again, which obviously on that previous drive, things didn't go so well.
1st and 10, handoff. Outside is J.Q. Johnson. Breaks through the hole. He has a first down. There is laundry on the field. A flag could be bringing this one back.
And that's a killer. We talk about getting a couple first downs. If you want to milk this clock, you got to have a new set of downs. And with these running plays, obviously that outside zone as well, you have kind of defenders crossing your face. And as an offensive lineman, you don't want them to cross your face. Simple as that. So you may have a tug of their jersey. Referee's obviously in the right spot, as they always seem to be. Backs them up. Kind of a killer there. Drive killer, we'd say.
So they are going to get the Pirates for a hold. That's a big break if you're Michigan City. Merrillville's now going to need 20 yards to pick up this first down, which it may as well be 200 yards with the way this pack of Wolves has been hounding and feasting these ball carriers for Merrillville. 1st and 20 from the 43. Jordan Sanders hasn't thrown the ball much in this second half, has 2 receivers, one to the far side, one to the near side. They're both on islands. Michigan City is showing a blitz. They're going to bring one. It's a run up the middle. Johnson wrapped up by a host of Wolves. 5 minutes to go. And Michigan City looking for yet another defensive stand in half number 2.
Sincere Hodges and Adrian Holly snuffed that one out. And again, right now, I don't expect much urgency from this Merrillville offense. Let that play clock, end game clock, run down as much as you can. And after that holding call, you kind of have to concede defeat and just get ready to kind of boot the ball away. Potentially, again, that's worst case scenario, but you're kind of fighting uphill right now.
They're throwing. No, that's a delayed handoff. Johnson up the middle, gets hit hard. The ball's out again. Michigan City jumping all over it. Did they get on it first? This time I think Merrillville got back on top of it, and they did. So disasters avoided. It was the center, Sean Hicks, who got back on top of that ball. It's still going to be 3rd and long. 3rd and 12 upcoming. Man, that's a heads-up play there to jump on that ball. Michigan City, they're hitting hard, and they've knocked the ball out multiple times.
That's superhero-esque, as we say. We got 3 awards to hand out, and that's a superhero play. 2 sure ball carriers we kind of seen from J.Q. Johnson and Cam Jordan, but it's City. They're laying the lumber like we're talking about today, and they're forcing some potential fumbles.
3rd and 12. Sanders back to throw. Fires middle, and it's incomplete. Too tall for the receiver, John Peters. And Michigan City, they're going to be getting the ball back on yet another punt with 3.5 minutes to go. Man, that's a throw I think you want back if you're Jordan Sanders.
Again, what that was that? I think that was Smoot there, number 14 potentially, on the pitch and catch. A 5'10 frame, a slant that, they kind of had him there. It might have been a little bit short of the sticks if he went straight down. That's a game changer. Still, again, 3:36 to go. You still kill a little bit of clock, but again, that holding call.
They're after the ball, and I think Michigan City may have tipped it a little bit. This ball's going to land out of bounds at the 22. Man, they were hounding that punter. They barely got the punt off. It kind of wobbled a little bit. I don't know if they got a finger on it, but it wasn't a very far punt.
Yeah, and you have to try it again. In this case, where you've made most of your money tonight on short fields, why not send kind of the house? But now, again, we'll be kind of back in this position. We saw a drive ago from the City offense at about the 20-yard line. They haven't really shown that they could drive the football quite yet and convert. And also, again, you're down by 2 points. We had a kicker that missed a PAT, so you may have to score a touchdown here, or at least a chip shot field goal.
Handoff. It's Harvell. He is hit in the backfield and brought down by a whole gang of Pirates. That's really the first time in this half Michigan City has been stuffed. I mean, Merrillville, they got in the backfield pretty quickly there.
That was Aiden Shields, number 97. Again, this Merrillville D-line, they are talented, but they are also deep. guys rotating in and out. Of course, you have your marquee talent, Trenton Nixons and Adam Camphor, but you got guys coming off the bench who could just about match that productivity, and they really complement each other well.
Two guys in the backfield with Triniston Hart, and they got two receivers near side, one far side. It's another handoff. Harvell, nowhere to go again. Two big stands against the run for the Pirates, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Michigan City. And the clock is starting to wind down. We're sitting at 2.5 minutes. And 3rd and long upcoming. Now, could this be 4-down territory? I know you got 2 minutes left. It's going to be hard to pick up all 14 of these yards here.
And 2 timeouts, too. I mean, this is kind of a situation. Yeah, and they're not too much sense of urgency. Clock is already under 10, the play clock. I'd wonder, again, I think it might be 4-down territory here, Quincy.
2
they got to get the snap off
snap
first.
It. Hart motions his guy. It's going to be delay game. They're going to get a – Michigan City got the timeout off beforehand. So just under 2 minutes, minute 59 to go. We're going to step aside really quickly. We'll be back in a moment. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Go back to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. 3rd and long for Michigan City. 2 minutes to go. They're backed up at inside their own 20. Is this 4-down territory, Mike? I don't know.
I mean, after burning that timeout, you have 1 left. If you were to kick it back, or
it's an option. Hart keeps it himself. He's brought down. I mean, I don't hate the idea, but a run is not going to get it done on 3rd and long there. And we'll see if the punting unit is going to come on. I think under 2 minutes, this is Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory.
I'd have to fear so.
And they're letting this clock run, too. Minute 36. They're in no hurry to get this play off.
Now an official timeout, I think I saw. You might have an injury on the field, actually, so I believe it's an injured Pirate, number 97, a name who we just called. Might have got shaken up there. Also could be, as much as we hate to say it, could be a break for Michigan City. Of course, we want to look Aiden Shields, who made a couple big plays. But
Aiden Shields,
this also stops the clock, though.
Big nose tackle. He's been playing great throughout this game. He stopped those last 2 runs, but he's laboring and in some pain. We hope he's okay. We're going to step aside. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game Night in the Region. Aiden Shields did get off the field under his own power, but it's Four Seasons Mechanical. 4-down territory here for Michigan City. 4th and 13 from their own 20. Hart back to throw. He has time. Rips one down the sidelines. It's caught, but I believe he's short. Zaire McKinney forced out of bounds, I think, a yard in front of the marker. And Merrillville comes up with the stand, and it looks like they have a few meals to take before they're going to move to 2-1 in conference play.
Oh, that's a killer. That's tough there. I mean, you're trying to get to the sticks, of course, and It was a pretty nice pitch and catch there. Again, I believe what that was McKinney there. That kind of had an out route right around the sticks, but again, 2-3 yards short. And Merrillville, that they stout, they bend but don't break. It has not been their half. It has not been what we've been accustomed to seeing from Merrillville, but they hang on, and they're hoping to, again, put a bow on this one here.
It was a valiant effort in this second half from Michigan City. They forced 2 fumbles, got 2 touchdowns, but, you know, a play we didn't really touch on, that missed extra point, might really come back to haunt them in this one.
City's going to burn their final timeout. So doing the math here, again, 40 on the play clock. We got 1:19 to go.
I think
we'll probably keep it right here.
I think they're 1 second under at minute 19. If it was a minute 20, they could have had the 3 plays with the 40.
That's right.
But
we'll probably keep it right here, but we got plenty of awards to hand out, right, Quincy? We got 3. We can start thinking about that now, obviously, but this has been a fantastic game. Again, next level talent across the board, and these are 2 of the Dunelands. I mean, again, teams that are very competitive within the Duneland, looking to kind of be in that upper echelon of the conference, and we've seen it all here tonight.
Yeah, these are 2 teams that are near the top of the 5A rankings. I believe, according to Max Preps, Merrillville is 5th in 5A, and Michigan City is 15th.
I forgot. I should have looked at the polls today. Those came out, but I know Michigan City, Merrillville was widely regarded as, again, of course, a top 5A team. They've had great success in when conference rolls around, when the playoffs roll around, and Michigan City as well. I mean, they may not be the favorite in their sectional, which we could talk about in a little bit, but they're still a solid team. They got a great defense, and their defense has really, really impressed me here tonight.
You got to feel for Michigan City a little bit. This game might seem like deja vu. Lost to Lafayette Jeff 17-13. Lost to Valpo 20-14, and now Merrillville, barring disaster of unforeseen complications, 14-12. You know, the defense has been doing all that they can. Every single game, play in, play out. The offense, you know, it's a young offense. They've just have yet to find their groove in this young season.
I mean, it's still, again, the Duneland Championship now after this might be a little bit out of reach for Michigan City. So now you got to you got to look forward to, again, finishing out the rest of the season. And again, you have a bigger goal, which is winning a couple trophies when playoffs roll around. Again, we talked about the sectional play, as that looks to be the final knee of the game. But Michigan City, again, their sectionals, you don't look too far ahead, but I mean, they'll have, I believe, Valparaiso, they'll have LaPorte, and they'll have Chesterton, again, teams that they're very familiar with. They'll Merrillville, they'll have the Hammond Schools and Munster, but it's a long season. I mean, another nail-biting loss for Michigan City, but more importantly, Merrillville, a big win there. They played their hearts out as well. A great game nonetheless.
Final score, Merrillville Pirates 14, Michigan City Wolves 12. Handshakes going on at midfield. We're going to step aside and we'll have post-game messages and awards after this short break. You've been listening to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Discover excellence at Moeller Acura of Merrillville. Whether you're seeking the thrill of a new Acura or the reliability of a certified pre-owned, we have the perfect vehicle waiting for you. At Moeller Acura, our knowledgeable team is here to provide you with the first-class experience, from your first test drive to every service appointment. Experience luxury, performance, and unparalleled service at Moeller Acura of Merrillville, where your journey begins. Visit us today or explore our inventory online at MoellerAcuraofMerrillville.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowell Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome, everyone, to the post-game show on the Region Sports Network. Final score here from Merrillville, Indiana. The hometown Pirates win it 14-12. Mike, final thoughts on the game. We had a very hectic fourth quarter.
Yeah, just about kind of what we predicted. Maybe not in kind of this fashion where it was a tale of two halves for both of these teams, but we saw a lot of great defensive plays, a lot of top, defensive talent. But I think also offenses that are still looking to try to find their groove, and guys that are, again, a little bit, younger and maybe unproven in that regard. But, again, they're using this as learning moments. Again, Friday nights playing in the Duneland, that's not easy to do for anybody. And we got to give kudos to both teams who really put on a show tonight. Again, the first half was all Merrillville Pirates, especially the running game. J.Q. Johnson and Cam Jordan were two fantastic runners who still had solid games, but then kind of when the second half rolled around, the Michigan City defense, they held their own. They forced a couple fumbles from Jordan and Johnson, and they battled, to say the least, but Merrillville just scrapes out on top.
It's time to name some awards, first of which is going to be our Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. We were talking about it in the break just now. Mike Dewan, who are you going to give it to?
I think we'll give it to kind of that one of those two beasts in the backfield for Merrillville. Although a little bit slower second half for the Merrillville offense, we got to give it to the sophomore Cam Jordan, who kind of rotated in with J.Q. Johnson, who's the leading rusher. Jordan is for the Merrillville Pirates of this rushing attack, but he's a sophomore that just plays well beyond his years, and he offers just another layer to that running game, and he was truly impressive to watch. He had a big run that we'll probably talk about a little bit later in this segment. But Cam Jordan is definitely next in line for great Merrillville running backs alongside his running mate J.Q. Johnson, but Cam Jordan gets the edge tonight.
Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City, both the teams represented today. They're proud to recognize these superheroes on the football field. Next of which is our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. That's the player that did a lot of the hard work, the dirty work. And I have a leading candidate that I want to shout out.
Go for it.
In this department, and that's going to be Michigan City defensive back Marquez Dabney. He had a thunderous hit as a gunner on one of those punt return plays. Absolutely laid out the Merrillville returner, and he, I believe, forced one of the two fumbles for Michigan City and recovered the other one.
Yeah, the pads were popping tonight in Michigan City especially.
He was everywhere.
It was a lot of credit in that Michigan City defensive backfield. They made life tough, especially for that Merrillville running game. And another name to look out for is Carl Tucker as well, a strong safety over there. But Dabney especially stuck out to you, and you vouched for him, and I completely agree. He laid the lumber, and then a lot of playing safety, it's you have to play above your height and weight, and that's a blue-collar-esque, to say the least. Got to give it to Dabney. He laid the thunder tonight, and he did what he can, as well as a lot of this Michigan City defensive side, to keep them in the game and make this a close one regardless.
You can earn while you learn with a local Boilermakers Local 374 apprenticeship program. And lastly, we have our proud Union home play of the game, which does not have a sponsor, but if you would like to sponsor the play, you can call Chris Ramirez at
219-588-1984.
Mike, what was our play of the game today?
I think we're going to switch it back to our man Cam Jordan, the sophomore running back for the Pirates in the second quarter. Gave them a lot of momentum going into the half, and eventually that's all that they kind of needed. That was kind of the difference here tonight, but about a 60-yard touchdown kind of up the gut, just found the hole, and he's got speed, man. He's, again, a lot of traits that we see from these Merrillville running backs over the course of the years. He could just about do it all, and again, only a sophomore, but a big-time play over there to kind of open the floodgates and, again, just spring Merrillville just in front of this Michigan City team. So we'll give it to that Cam Jordan electrifying play just before the half to eventually be the final points for this Pirate team.
We said in the pregame this game's going to most likely be won in the teens. And it was. It was a terrific defensive showing throughout. We'd like to thank everyone who made this terrific broadcast possible. Our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our multiple coordinating producers, Zach Miller and Justin Cole. We love Jay Cole. If you have a better Jay Cole in mind, please let me know. Our sports director and my guy on the color today, Mike DeWine. You do a great job in all facets of helping run this terrific network. Clint Klaus on the computer, doing a great job on production. Big thank you to the coaches of both these teams, Michigan City's Cody French and Merrillville's Brad Cease. Athletic directors for Merrillville, Amy Beckham, and for Michigan City, Mohamed Marui. All of our viewers on the 4 platforms, Facebook.com, YouTube.com, Regionsports.com, and IHSAATV.org. Thank you, and have a great night.